Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team.
Safe.
The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
When you need to be seen for a minor illness or injury, Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is here for you with high-quality, full-service walk-in care. ER expertise meets urgent care convenience at our 6 urgent care centers, which are staffed by board-certified ER providers and located Cape-wide from Falmouth to Orleans. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is open daily and offers a cost-saving option for everything from sprains to stitches, with timely treatment in under an hour for most patients. View online wait times at capecodhealth.org/urgent care. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care. Minor emergencies, major attention.
Seven games in 7 days. The home stretch of the Cape Cod Baseball League season begins tonight at Spillane Field for a Western Division matchup between Hyannis and Wareham. We're so happy to have you with us alongside the entire crew of Josh Schreiber, Nico Sharp. I'm Jacob Irons. Matt Coates and Josie Broyles are patrolling the sidelines for us tonight. It begins a big stretch for Hyannis that has primarily an amount of Western Division opponents here on this stretch to allow themselves the opportunity to try and go grab the top 2 spots in the division, securing them home field advantage in the playoffs.
Yeah, we're in the final stretch. Here's game 35 of 40. Like you mentioned, Jacob Irons, this is going to be the last stretch of the game. Last 5 games going for the Harbor Hawks. You have a big Western Division matchup. Wareham Gatemen currently sitting 1 team above the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Really big game here in front of us.
And if you're a baseball fan, this is everything you hope for in a big spot coming down to the wire. That's what this next week is.
We'll take a break as I talked to Mitch Carricker earlier today. Yesterday, but first time we're able to talk to you following the All-Star game. Harbor Hawks dominate. It was Kane Kepley getting the walk-off hit. Very big time for you, get to coach in the game, but then Harbor Hawks shined.
Yeah, it was a fun experience. I think to have a Hawk start the game, have a Hawk close the game and get the win, tying hit, winning hit, and Detallo smokes the ball up the middle. I mean, we couldn't have done any better.
Couldn't have done any better. But for you here at Spillane Field in Wareham, it begins a very big stretch for your team. 7 games in 7 days. And what is very West-heavy opponents, allowing you to try and maybe go grab one of the first or 2 spots heading into the playoffs.
Yeah, this is a big game today, and like you said, down the stretch, it's going to be crucial. It's a tight race at the top, and even Bourne's, within striking distance, and they're playing really good. So, we're going to take it one game at a time, and hopefully we can manage the energy level and help our guys get prepared each and every day. Today's a big one for us.
Talked about tonight, big one for you guys going up against the Wareham Gatemen, who have played really well. You guys are tit for tat in most offensive categories. How do you look for Zay Gutierrez, who gets to start for you tonight, to control their high-powered offense?
Yeah, I think needs to execute, multiple pitches for strikes. Offensively, they're really scary, and so we need to do a good job of executing pitches, hopefully keeping them off balance. Our defense needs to play really well behind them. The conditions are a little tough today with the wetness, and just the condition of the field is different than what we're used to playing on. And so I thought our guys did a really good job in pregame, trying to get acclimated, all that kind of stuff. And, I think the team that makes the fewest mistakes today is going to come out on top.
That's a team for you, first in fielding percentage and have committed the fewest errors on Cape Cod. Can you really speak to the defense that has been one of the shining lights for your team?
Yeah, I think, when we went through the recruiting process with Nick, our GM, and the front office, that was a point of emphasis is pitching and defense is going to win. And so that's shown up, with the guys that we've brought in, and they've done a really good job. They've worked hard in pregame, and Sean, our infield coach, has done a really good job of helping them continue to progress and get better in their craft. And I'm just glad it's showing up in the games.
Showing up for the games for you indeed. What's one message you're giving to your offense going up against a former Harbor Hawk and Darren Horn?
Yeah, I think just, have a good approach. Understand this guy knows how to pitch. He's been in this league before. And, don't change anything that we've been doing the last couple of games. I feel like we've starting to click a little bit more. And, just put some good at-bats together. Be tough outs out there, and we'll see what happens.
See what happens indeed. Thanks so much, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
Hawks fans, and he's going to be mostly a sinker slider guy. He's had a lot of success this year. This will be his 5th appearance. .69 ERA, an ERA of under 1 in 13.
Leading things off for the Harbor Hawks, then you got Kane Kepley in the 2-hole, Eric Snow batting 3rd, Eddie Pelk back in that cleanup spot, he's batting 4th, then you got Mason White, Eddie Saldivar back in there for the 3rd straight game, and then Dalton Bargo, Josh Tate, and Jackson West will finish things off for the Hawks.
And for Jackson West, had been in the leadoff spot for so long. Had a tough day at Brewster, going 0 for 4 after going 5 for 5 the night prior. He moves into the 9-hole. But this is a lineup that is looking for offense. They want to have offense alive and ready to play.
And it's going to be the offense that has to get up ahead early. Once Darren Horn gets into his rhythm, he's a pitcher that gets hot quick, and once he gets all of his stuff in command, he's a tough guy to hit. And spin rate, highest spin rate on that sinker in all D1 baseball last spring.
Yeah, and he'll have a tough job going up against this Hyannis Harbor Hawks team that has been playing really good baseball, coming in on a 2-game winning streak. Was supposed to play yesterday with the makeup against Chatham. The makeup now has to be made up as they will play on Wednesday, losing
Then what do
their
you call
off day.
that? A makeup of a makeup? Or you got to have a better word for it, I think.
I think let's put Josh Alytics on that
right.
for everybody. We'll put you on that. Let's get you finding what do you call a makeup for a makeup, as Michael Detallo, the first baseman for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, stands in the righty's batter's box to take on Darren Horn, a Coastal Carolina arm, looking to try and position the Wareham Gatemen into firm positioning into the 2nd spot. It's a big game. Hyannis stands 2 points back, which is a game back behind Cotuit and Wareham. Both of them have 41 points. And if Hyannis could make a tie, it would move them in a tie for 2nd. That would push them forward. The righty-on-righty matchup as Horn deals into Detallo and flies one foul out by Wareham High School down the left field line. And we are underway here from Wareham, Massachusetts, kicking off the home stretch of the Cape Cod Baseball League season. Horn sets, brings up to the belt, and Detallo sends a high fly ball to right field. Turner back, ranging over to his glove side 3 steps, and makes the grab. Met Turner, let's meet the rest of the Wareham Gatemen defense.
Yeah, you've got White, Chapman, and Turner from left to right in the outfield. Then you got Jimenez at short, Desereau at 2nd. Eli Putnam is playing first base. Murph Gray, the all-star, is playing 3rd. And then doing the catching is Lippy.
First pitch into Kane Kepley is a ball outside. Second pitch for the righty on lefty matchup is low on Kepley. 2-0. Kane Kepley had the walk-off hit in the All-Star game on Saturday. The 2-0 is down the heart of the plate for a called strike on the future UNC Tar Heel. And it was an all-star game that shined for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. All 5 of the Hawks representatives doing something. The 2-1 pitch is in the dirt, skipping a foot in front of the plate, and Jacob Gerald, the catcher, doing a good job to block it in front.
Pretty cool moment. You got to actually call Kane Kepley's walk-off. What was that like? You see your own guy hit the walk-off in a big situation, get the West to get the victory.
3-1 liner that goes foul down the right field line. It was pretty cool. You talk about one of those cool moments, and didn't know how it was going to work out on the inning split between myself, MJ Newsom, and Luke West-Poli. Worked out. I got the final 3 innings, and they became some of the most dramatic as the payoff pitch is low, and Kane Kepley earns his 36th walk of the summer, putting him one shy of the franchise record in the wood bat era. Now it puts a runner on for the righty, Eric Snow, going up against his former teammate from a year ago in Darren Horn.
Right now, if you're Kane Kepley, you need to make something happen with your legs. He hasn't stolen many bases recently as Horn goes to check on him at first base, but the Harbor Hawks are at their best when Kane Kepley is on base and stealing bags. He just causes such a ruckus on the base paths.
0-0 pitch comes set as Horn deals. Pitch on the outer part of the plate to the righty Snow for strike. Eric Snow had the game-tying hit to tie it up at 8 apiece on Saturday for the West squad. The 0-1 pitch is drilled foul on the third base line. Moving the count to 0-2 now on Eric Snow. And Eric Snow talked about how cool it is being able to take part in the festivities and have your name be up there with some of the greats. Darren Horn brings the glove up, brings it up. Pitch misses outside. 1-2.
Just pull down a little glove side out and away. Darren Horn sitting mid to high 80s with that sinker.
The 1-2 pitch is low. Gerald blocks it off the chest protector. And at 82. 2-2. And for Darren Horn, something that you remembered a lot last year was his spin rate going up into the 3,000 marks.
Yeah, him and Thatcher Hurd in the Cape League this year.
2-2 ricochets off the screening right down the third baseline by us here in the cage. That's positioned right above the Wareham Gatemen dugout down the third baseline. Snow keeping his at-bat alive.
Darren Horn and Thatcher Hurd in the Cape League, the 2 highest spin rates by far among anybody, and it was just Darren Horn last season.
Delivery from Horn is a grounder, gloved by Jimenez. Underhand toss to Desero, turning on to Putnam for the double play. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Darren Horn, the unconventional way. And it's the Wareham Gatemen picking up the bats for the first time when we come back.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Perez gets the mound for the Harbor Hawks in his second start and appearance for Hyannis. Started a week ago against the Bourne Braves. Only pitched 2 innings, didn't give up a run in that, but worked with some traffic behind, looking to try and consolidate the traffic here today, Nico.
Yeah, he's going to look to consolidate traffic. It's going to be that fastball, changeup, curve, slider mix, but that best pitch for him is that changeup. Southpaw, wearing number 23 on the mound today from Angelo State, the Lone Star Conference. And again, that changeup, when he keeps that pitch low in the zone, he has so much success with it. Not too tall of a guy, stands at 5'10", really mixes up his pitch as well, has command of all 4 pitches.
Has command of all 4 pitches, and he'll go up against a lineup that is just as potent as Hyannis, Josh.
Yeah, it certainly is, and really 1 through 9, they have been so impressive this season, all season long, starting things off. Johan Desiro leading off. Colby Turner and Murph Gray are 2 and 3. Then you've got Reese Chapman from Tennessee. Antonio Jimenez, the Miami Hurricane, has been hitting very well this season. Then in the 6th spot, Eli Putnam, who had a 2-homer game against Hyannis right here in the beginning of this season. And then Sam White, Jacob Jarrell, 7 and 8. And then Michael Lippy is rounding things off. He is the catcher and batting 9th.
Zay Gutierrez steps on to the mound. That got covered for around 15 minutes pregame with a little bit of a passing shower. No showers on the radar currently, but clouds are gray and darkening as the night goes on. Calling for lights here early at Spillane Field at the 6 o'clock first pitch. The first pitch from the lefty-on-lefty matchup to Johan Desiro is called for strike. Desiro, an all-star for the Wareham Gatemen, is able to work a walk in his 2 ABs. 0-1. It's a checked on swing. They'll appeal down and say Desiro went around, and he's behind the count 0-2 early.
We certainly have a great spot perched atop the Wareham dugout here to see if a left-hander goes around on the swing. That one seemed very, very close. Got the call, though.
He kicks and fires a bouncer. That's off of Dalton Bargo, the battery mate of Zay Gutierrez today. He keeps in front of him, 1-2, and touch upon it at every field. Every field has different dimensions, but here at Spillane Field, a very deep backstop that once again pushes them to be very conservative behind the plate and ensure Dalton Bargo blocks. A 1-2 pitch inside on the lefty, 2-2.
And really, at a field like this, where it's multi-purpose, you never know, any time of year, they'll play football here, they'll play soccer here, who knows? And so it kind of leads to those funky dimensions.
The 2-2 is tapped foul back into the deep backstop. Extend on it, 2-2, and there's a goalpost that stands pretty much with a shade to right center field, but primarily in center field with bleachers covering the left center field gap. Zay Gutierrez takes a breath, brings the glove down to his belt, raises it by his shoulder, and deals a pitch. That's a blooper over to Eric Snow at short, who comes ranging in, trips, drops to a knee, and regains his footing to make the grab for the first out here.
And for Gutierrez, only threw 1 fastball that whole at-bat. First pitch of his outing, it was a breaking ball, and then he flipped in a slider in behind it. It was all curveballs, and then he threw a changeup right in on the hands to left-hander Johan Desiro. Perfectly placed lefty-on-lefty changeup right in on the hands.
Now the lefty will take on the righty and Colby Turner, right fielder. It's a pitch right at the knees, called for strike on Turner. For Turner, batting .250 so far in his summer with the Gatemen. Gutierrez sets, brings the glove high to the shoulder, deals a pitch low, 1-1.
Gutierrez doing a great job keeping things low so far. Fastball and the breaking ball, all in that lower third. Not letting anything stay up in the zone. That's the Wareham Gatemen lineup that can drive the baseball.
1-1 from Gutierrez is chopped foul off of the glove of Saldivar and is able to reach over to first into fair territory. And the first base runner of the day for the Gatemen is Colby Turner.
And that was just one of those plays from Saldivar where he has an option. He can either wait and take a long hop, but then you risk the batter beating you down the line, or you charge it and try to field it before it takes the short hop. He wasn't able to get there in time. Tried to pick it on the short hop and just wasn't able to.
Gutierrez will go up against Murph Gray, third baseman. How's one go over to Natalo at first, trying to turn two, and does. Hyannis' 29th double play of the summer. Gets Dolby Turner out at second and turned around to be out at first. It's a 1-2-3 inning through the first. It's still scoreless between Wareham and Hyannis. Darren Horn back out for his second inning of work after working a 1-2-3 inning against the Harbor Hawks to begin the contest. It's Eddie Pelk, Mason White, and Eddie Salvador to start things off here in the second. Talked about how important this game is in the Western standings. Cotuit comes in leading the way with 41 points. However, they stand with 2 games to be played, with a suspended game in the third against Falmouth, and then a delayed game that they were supposed to play yesterday got postponed as well. So they stand at 41 points with 2 games left to be played. Wareham has no games left to be played. They have an open schedule. Their schedule's the way it's supposed to be. They have 41 points as Hyannis stands a game back with a game to play in that off day on Wednesday. Darren Horn deals a pitch to Pelk. That is low, skimming across the dirt, 1-0.
And you talk about the race that we're in right now. If you're a baseball fan, what I was saying in the open, this is everything you can ask for.
As a pitch in for Pelk is called for a strike in the inside part of the zone.
You come down to the final stretch of the season.
1-1 is lofted into shallow left center field and will drop in front of White. And Hyannis gets their first hit of the day, and it's the leadoff man here in the second, and Eddie Pelk.
But you come into the final stretch of the season, you've got 3 teams all fighting for first place, with Bourne slowly creeping up on Hyannis as well. They would take a little bit of a miracle for them to get first place, but they're certainly knocking on the door. So everything you could ask for in the final week of a season.
First pitch to Mason White, misses outside on a ball to the Arizona Wildcat. Got to experience Red Sox-Yankees yesterday at Fenway Park as the delivery from Horn misses low at the knees, 2-0. Said he's done all the major ballparks out on the West Coast and able to see Fenway Park in game action for the first time. It's one of those cool experiences the Cape League allows him to have as he's able to be here on the East Coast for the summer. Third pitch misses high above the letterings on the Harbor Hawks blue road jerseys. Darren Horn waits for the signs from Gerald's, kicks and fires in for a strike down the heart of the plate.
Did Mason say who he was rooting for in that game?
I think he was rooting for a good baseball game.
Okay. That was yesterday, you said?
Yesterday, the 3-1 is a swung on and missed.
He missed 2 games before that were 2 of probably the best games of the season in all of baseball, whether you're a Red Sox, Yankees fan, either way. It was 2 games that went down to the wire, and then
runner goes in. Pelk pitches high, and it's a walk nonetheless. Mason White earns the walk and the full count. Put 2 runners on here for Eddie Saldivar.
Yeah, great chance for Saldivar to make some noise here early in this game. Got the first 2 guys on for the Harbor Hawks. And it was Pelk moving on that pitch with the stolen base attempt, but that one just missing up in the zone to allow Mason White to get the free pass.
Now Saldivar, Fresno State Bulldog. And lefty skies one foul and will go on top of the gym here at Wareham High School. 0-1 directly behind us.
Big spot for Hyannis here, middle of the order. Eddie Saldivar looking for a big moment as a Harbor Hawk could get a big hit here to maybe bring in the first run of the game.
Bunt shown, pulled back. Pitch is low at 86. 1-1. Saldivar was a late addition to the squad. Since coming on has provided necessary depth to the middle infield. Saw many leave as the 1-1 is pulled back by Saldivar. Showing bunt once more. Able to get his shoulder out of the way. That a pitch that went way inside at 85. 2-1.
And that's that fastball. It's got to be scary with 2 feet of horizontal break, looking like it's going to be right down the middle and almost hits you as you're squaring the bunt.
2-1, bunt shown once more. Beautiful bunt that'll stay on the infield grass. And it will be a bunt for the single for Eddie Saldivar. Wareham Gatemen's entering interesting dimensions with the foul line being the grass is able to be used by the Harbor Hawks. And now bases loaded for Dalton Bargo.
Such a perfect bunt there, right in on the grass going down the third base line. And we talk about these field dimensions. Usually it's the cutout, and it's going to be grass to dirt and then foul line. Not here. It's going to be grass straight into foul line. And on the cutout usually is when the ball kind of trails off and goes foul. But with the grass here, that ball just staying down the line, dying in the grass. That is a perfect bunt from Saldivar now to load the bases for the Harbor Hawks.
0-0 pitch to Dalton Bargo. Skips in the dirt. Gerald keeps it under him. Pelk retreats back to third. Hyannis has been able to get the first 3 batters here in the second aboard. Setting up a big plate appearance for Dalton Bargo here in the second. Hyannis has been able to find their offense when they strike first. 2-game winning stand that they have on right now. They've struck first past 2 nights. Second pitch into Dalton Bargo's inside, 2-0.
I'm Bargo here. I'm looking for a fastball out across the plate, drive it the other way. That's when he's at his best.
Torn sets, brings the glove up, and Dalton Bargo lines one between Desero and Putnam. Pelk's in easily, and will be station to station for the rest of the runners. Dalton Bargo is able to sneak one by Desero and Putnam on a liner to right field. Harbor Hawks start the scoring. They lead 1-0.
103 off the bat. Bargo able to turn on the 85-mile-an-hour fastball. There's one thing coming into the season where Darren Horn did not pitch this past spring, was dealing with an injury, came to the Cape League, and the velocity down a little at this point in the season as the slider gets whiffed on for a strike. But that was kind of what you were wondering, how that fastball would look. And so far, the velocity down, but the slider's still good.
0-1 to Tate. Is downstairs outside, 1-1. 92-mile-an-hour pitch for Josh Tate, the Georgia Southern man. Looking to continue on here for 3 hits for Hyannis to begin this second. 1-1 misses, or is called for a strike at the knees, 1-2.
His slider, once again, that spin rate, over 3,200 spin rate. That slider looks like a blur at the plate.
1-2 out in front of it as Josh Tate goes swinging and missing right on that slider you were talking about, Nico, for the first down.
And I got a chance to do a segment with him last year as a Harbor Hawk, and I got to be able to actually get behind the plate and catch him a little bit and got to see what his sinker and slider looks like, and it is nasty. That sinker he has so much good downward tilt to it. It really misses barrel well, and that slider just slings across.
Off-speed pitch at 79, skipping in front of Gerald from Darren Horn, 1-0, who labors here in the top of the second. Hyannis is already able to scratch one across from this RBI single of Dalton Bargo to bring in Eddie Pelk. 1-0 pitch is in for a strike on the outer part of the plate to the lefty on the righty on lefty matchup.
Perfectly placed sinker out and away to the lefty. Jackson West, 86 miles per hour, right on the outer corner.
Darren comes set at the rubber, kicks and fires. West turns on one and sends it by the turtle out of play, moving the count to 1-2.
We talk about it time and time again with these sinker ball pitchers, especially with a sinker like Darren Horns, it creates a lot of ground balls. So here in a really big situation, that sinker can create a lot of ground balls and provide a lot of double plays for Horn.
1-2 is held off by West. Pitch outside on the lefty into the other batter's box. Even the count at 2 apiece. Bases loaded. Mason White stands at third. Eddie Saldivar stands at second. Dalton Bargo at first. Horn sets and fires a pitch outside once more to load the count full. No place to put Jackson West here for Darren Horn. Bases loaded as Horn adjusts the cap. Places the ball behind his back with his right arm. Brings it to the glove at the belt. And delivers a pitch that is outside. That Jackson West takes for a ball. Mason White walks in for the second run. It's now a 2-0 lead for Hyannis.
And really, honestly, a beautifully executed pitch. Kind of got it right in the top outside corner. Just was not able to get the call. He certainly wanted it in that big spot. Full count with the bases loaded.
Now Michael Italo, the righty, takes on the righty for the second time. Italo flew out to Turner in right field an inning ago. Now stands in as Horn shakes off a couple of pitches. Resets at the belt. And motion towards home. Italo watches a pitch inside that gets away from Gerald. It trickles down the third base line, keeping his chest in front of it to not elicit a run from Saldivar. And now Eric Luxus, pitching coach for the Wareham Gatemen, is out to talk with the shot to clear.
And I don't think this is very much a, settling him down type of thing. It's more just to loosen him up because he's not missing by much. His stuff looks good. He's locating pretty much where he wants to. Just a matter of, clearing the head a little bit, have that short-term memory, and get a big out here because you get the bases loaded, a hitter's count, top of the order. This is where it can get dangerous. This is where Hyannis can take a big lead.
Jim Fonseca, the home plate umpire, comes up to break up the conversation. Jesse West stands at first as Joe Carrico stands at third, rounding out today's United umpiring three-man crew. Darren Horn, after the conversation, is behind 2-0 to Italo. It's a fastball that misses upstairs and outside at 86. Once more, Italo ahead. The 3-0 count. The pitch is called for strike to Italo. Started the motion down to first, thinking that was ball 4. Pitch on the flirting end of the zone.
Yeah, 3-0 count. That zone expands a little bit.
3-1 is rocketed deep to center field. Back all the way is Chapman. It'll drop behind him. Saldivar's in. Jackson West closely behind Dalton Bargo. They're going to have a bases clearing double for Michael Italo. The doubles machine picks up his 8th of the summer, and it's the Harbor Hawks opening the game wide open as they lead 5-0.
86-mile-an-hour fastball, middle in, and Michael Italo did not miss it. He hit that one 99 off the bat, 390 feet to dead center. And Jackson West got a fantastic jump, rounding second that time, reading it off the bat and scoring from first.
And Eric Luxus is back out talk to Darren Horn. The entire infield will converge on the mound, and the ball will be taken from Horn. It's 5-0 Hyannis with a call to the bullpen. Tell you about the new arm when we return here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference.
Leave your mark.
Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself.
Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Hudson Rowan, the Florida State Seminole and new arm for the Wareham Gatemen, making his first appearance of the summer, steps on to the rubber.
Yeah, the southpaw number 36 comes straight over the top, has a nice riding fastball, and he comes in here early in the ball game. Wareham Gatemen now down 5 runs. His job is going to try to be very efficient here at the beginning stage of this game. Only have 1 out here in the top of the second, so he's going to try to eat up these beginning innings to try to lengthen and help the bullpen arms here as he already comes in after 1 1/3 innings from Darren Horn.
1 1/3 innings pitched, and like you talked about, it's going to be a Wareham Gatemen bullpen that's going to be put in a big spot. We touched upon it earlier tonight, how important this game was for both sides, and understanding for Hyannis to sit comfortably right now at a 5-0 lead. You have to try and grab as much as you can, understanding the potent bats that sit below us here in the Wareham dugout.
And we saw how fast they can liven up. That one of the first games we had at Spillane Field, Harbor Hawks jumped early, but it was the Wareham Gatemen quickly scoring and putting up a crooked number themselves and creeping back into the game. Luckily, the Harbor Hawks came back alive with their offense late in the game and really scored a couple extra insurance runs.
Yeah, for that first matchup, it was the 23rd of June, and it was an 11-6 victory for the Wareham Gatemen. It's a deal from Rowan. Is a pitch called for strike on Kane Kepley, who's the 8th batter here in this second inning. Rowan's ahead. 85-mile-an-hour pitch on the inner part of the zone. Pitch back there in the same placement again at 87. Kepley down 0-2.
And you look at Hudson Rowan, left-handed pitcher, not exactly a left-handed specialist, but got a lot of his work against left-handers and was very good in that setting. He's got a tough one in Kane Kepley now.
Kepley bloops one into foul territory. Murph Gray extending out and makes the grab before the bleacher fence. What a play by Murph Gray. A blooping foul ball that looked sure to be out of play, but the lengthy reach from the third baseman gets the second out here in the top of the second.
That was a fantastic play by Gray. It was just an excuse-me swing, try to foul it off and stay alive, and instead Gray turns it into an out.
Eric Snow walks out a called strike at the knees at 88. Future Auburn Tiger. As Rowan looks back on the towel, who stands at second, brings his attention forward, kicks, fires a pitch outside, 1-1. 7-mile-an-hour pitch outside.
And Hudson Rowan, a fastball, curveball pitcher. goes with those 2 pitches, but fastball 81% of the time.
1-1 misses outside. It's the fastball there at 88, missing just off the plate. 2-1.
And he's showing that here. A lot of fastballs. Stay on the outer corners away from these right-handed hitters. Staying low and away, and so far he's had a good command with that fastball, as that's what he's predominantly throwing.
2-1 pitch that Snow swings through on. 2-2. A little bit of a half swing there from Snow. Went through, broke the wrist. It was called by Jim Fonseca, the home plate umpire. 2-2 to come home. The deal is in the dirt. Gerald keeps in front of him. And that was the curveball there at 76.
And the fastball he throws has a little bit of cut action to it. That's why he throws it so frequently.
Payoff pitch here to come in the top of the second with the Harbor Hawks leading 5-0. Snow skies one into right field. Turner ranges in and positions himself under it to make the grab. It is 5 runs on 4 hits for the Harbor Hawks. They lead 5-0 going into the bottom of the second here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Welcome you back here to Spillane Field. Zay Gutierrez makes the jog from the dugout onto the mound, now with a 5-run cushion.
Yeah, when you're sitting in the dugout for that long and your offense is just putting up numbers for you, your arm may get a little cold for a second, but once you get loose, you kind of walk up there feeling a little more confident. Your team puts up a 5 spot for you in that top half of the inning. Now your job is to put a big 0 here, keep the momentum on your side.
But he'll have maybe one of the toughest tests here in Reese Chapman, the cleanup hitter for the Wareham Gatemen. Knoxville, Tennessee native who attends Tennessee, stands in the lefty's batter's box. Gutierrez stretches home at the pitch that's low, 1-0.
And Dalton Pargo probably talking to him a little bit, trying to get in his head the national champion teammates.
Gutierrez takes a breath and kicks and fires once more.
And you can definitely see Chapman and Barbo talking. I mean, up to when Chapman lifts his leg to swing, you can see him mouthing and talking to catcher Dalton Bargo.
1-1 here as Gutierrez kicks the feet towards the rubber and pitches a ball that skips in front of the plate. 2-1 to Chapman. First time Hyannis has been able to see Chapman. First time these two teams play since the opening week of July. But it sets up once again. They will face each other twice this week here in the home stretch. The 2-1 pitch from Gutierrez is low once more and outside on the lefty, 3-1. Hyannis has the series lead right now, 2-1 to their name. Winning once here at Spillane Field. Pitch is low for a 5-pitch walk to Reese Chapman to begin the second.
If you're Gutierrez, gotta be in the zone here, especially got that 5 spot in front of you. Gotta put a big 0 here. You don't want any momentum from the Gatemen, especially you see how fast they can turn it around. You want them to feel more out of this game and don't give them any hope.
Now Antonio Hyannis. 0-0 pitch set to come as pitch is low. 1-0, and Dalton Bargo now wants to have a conversation with the Angelo State Ram. After Gutierrez has been missing low consistently.
And not missing by much, not wild or anything, but yeah, just seems to be pulling a little bit more glove side. Missing inside to these riders low and in.
Understanding how important it is for Hyannis to try and maintain their 5-run lead. After the conversation, Dalton Bargo retreats back to home plate. Gutierrez looks over to Chapman at first. Will deliver home. It's a grounder that slow rolls over to Saldivar at second. Eric Snow will eat on the attempted turn for double play. Saldivar and Snow get the lead runner, though, for the first down.
Great flip there from Saldivar. That one just slowly hit, not having enough time, and it was Antonio Hyannis flying down 90 feet, and Eric Snow not having much of a play for the double play.
But now it brings Eli Putnam, an individual that finds himself always contributing to the Wareham Gatemen whenever these two teams meet up, and it's a pitch outside 1-0. Talked about the first time these two teams saw each other. It was Putnam who had 2 homers on the day, 3 for 5. Then when you look back when they faced here once more, it was a 2 for 5 day once again. So the 1-0 is low. And when the two teams faced at McKeon Park for the first time, Eli Putnam came in and grounded out as a pinch hitter. But other than that, the times he has played here at Spillane Field, he has put on a showing for the Gatemen. 2-0 is aligned into left field and drops in front of White and gets a station-to-station move for Hyannis. And now that brings up Sam White.
Look what you did, Jacob. Talk about how great he is here at Spillane Field. Next pitch, boom, single. I think that's just Eli Putnam, though. I think he likes hitting here.
He has found himself a home. The Davidson products had a .252 with Davidson in the spring and has continued on here with the Gatemen. Sam White, the all-star utility man, will deal a pitch low, 1-0, and Gutierrez working with some traffic, does have one out here in the home half of the second. The Harbor Hawks leading 5-0. Gutierrez comes set, drops the glove to the belt, fires home. Ball blocked by Dalton Bargo, keeping in front of him. Sam White showed bunt and pulled back at the last second. It's now 2-0 count.
Interesting decision there if he is trying to bunt. One out, and you got the 9-hitter coming up next. And make that the 8-hitter in Jacob Jarrell.
Gutierrez delivers home. High pop-up. That is called for an infield fly. Saldivar is there, makes the grab. And it's the second out here in the bottom of the second. Hyannis and Putnam stay at second and first, respectively. Now Jacob Jarrell, the catcher, stands in.
I'm not going to lie, that ball was in the air, and I thought we were about to get a souvenir up here in the bird's nest, but ended up staying in play. Eddie Saldivar making the big second out.
0-0 pitch. Dalton Bargo checks down as DeTalo loses it on the gravel and is able to watch as Hyannis is able to extend over to third. Now runners at the corners.
It's not a bad idea, but when you back pick like that, you got to make sure that you're on the same page with your first baseman. Detallo, not able to get back to the bag in time, allows Jimenez to go to third.
1-0 to Gutierrez is chopped foul off the plate, 1-1.
Yeah, it was a dangerous play there. Michael Detallo playing way back behind Eli Putnam over at first base, and Putnam was getting a very hard extended secondary. Good idea from Bargo, but Detallo not on first base, and that one thrown low to Detallo. Dangerous play. Great job from Detallo to keep in front of him.
1-1, and checking over for the pickoff is Zay Gutierrez. Leading off of first was Eli Putnam, and Zay Gutierrez does what Dalton Bargo wished to do a pitch ago. Hyannis keeps themselves in front 5-0. We're through 2 here in Wareham, Massachusetts.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Hey Cape Cod, we're Bork Heating and Cooling. We've serviced over 5,300 customers on and around Cape Cod for almost 40 years. We install and service your heating and cooling system, and our #1 goal is to ensure we do the best job we possibly can to make our customers happy.
You have the triple cheerleading squad for Bork sitting here. They repaired our heating system, took care of our air conditioning system, and they set something up with the remote system that they installed for us as well. Yay, yay, yay for Bork. We love them.
Give us a call when you're in need of HVAC services. Hope you enjoy the game.
Hudson Rowan returns out for his first full inning of work to take on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks as they lead 5-0. And it'll be Eddie Pelk who started the second off with a single to start things off here in the third. All 9 batters in the second came around for Hyannis. They want to try and get to another arm from the Wareham Gatemen.
Use them all.
Pitch is low. 1-0 and outside to Belk. The Grand Canyon Antelope for a ball.
And in a playoff race like that, you do want to go through as much as of your rival's bullpen. I mean, you're neck and neck with Wareham.
Pitch in for strike on the inner part of the plate on Pelk, 1-1.
And it's more than just this game. You play them again later in the week.
1-1 misses upstairs high by the eyes of Pelk, 2-1.
So if you're able to use up Wareham's bullpen, it makes things harder for them to win games going down the road. And
2-1. Pelk lost into center field, ranging over to his arm side is Chapman, and makes the grab.
And any arms that you can get through now makes it that much easier for when you're not in control of the game and Wareham's playing somebody else, for them to be in a tough spot, especially going into the playoffs.
Mason White now takes on Rowan for the first time today. He walked to Horn in the second. First pitch to White is called for, strike on the inner part of the plate. And on top of it, it allows you to set up a scouting report against the arms that you will most likely see in the playoff picture as inning limits start to come up. The guys that are here are going to be there, you have to imagine, 2 weeks later in the heart of the playoff race as Mason White fouls off the second pitch he sees beyond the press box here at Wareham. It's the 0-2 pitch. White sends deep into right field. Turner saunters over and makes the grab about 3 feet away from the wall for the second out.
And it's one thing to see the scouting report and see the numbers and see what this guy has, what he likes, how much movement, spin rate, all that stuff. But it's something different when you see it for yourself. You're in the box, you see the pitch for yourself, you create your own scouting report, and then that's how you get better, right? That's when you see a guy for a second time, even within a game, whenever you see a pitcher at the same time twice, really changes the ball game.
Eddie Saldivar fouls back the first pitch he sees from Rowan, 0-1. Rowan takes a breath and delivers. Pitch that's fouled away, back by the parking lot here at Wareham High School behind home plate, 0-2. And for Rowan is an arm that moves quick on the mound. He's already got 2 outs and is ahead once more to the Fresno State Bulldog. 0-2. Saldivar is able to have a slow roller over to Desero, close by the second base bag, fires on to Putnam at first for the 3rd out. It's a 4-3 put out to end the top of the 3rd, and with the end of the 3rd means only one thing. It's sideline time, and tonight we welcome in Matt Coates.
Thank you, Jacob. And guys, good to see you. I mean, 2 days without a game feels like a million years in this league. So Josh Schreiber, Nico Sharp, and Jacob Irons, I missed you dearly.
Missed you too, buddy. Missed you too. I missed you a lot.
Thank you. Glad to hear that.
I second Jacob's sentiment.
Well,
Guys.
don't worry. I saw him yesterday.
Nico doesn't. He told me he didn't miss you, actually.
Really?
Not
Morgan
true.
Wallen was too good, I guess.
Not true,
Made you
Coates.
forget about me?
Not true. I only came back for you, actually, believe it or not.
I'm very glad to hear that. And Jacob, yes, we had a great day yesterday, but
Yeah.
I'll spare the fans the details of Jacob and I's adventure.
I got 8 more innings. Don't worry.
Yes, you can let them know. But guys, it's just kind of funny that I wanted to bring up the fact that the opposing starter for tonight's game, Darren Horn, has more experience in a Harbor Hawks uniform than our starter warming up right now, Zay Gutierrez. Darren Horn, a 2023 Hyannis Harbor Hawk, 9 appearances and 3 starts last year for us. Was a great piece in that rotation, coming in late June and then staying all the way through the end of the season. For the Hawks guys, 23 strikeouts, 8 walks, with a 5.85 ERA. Overcame some adversity, too, to get back on Cape in the fall. Had an injury, so he was not able to pitch at all in the spring for his college over there at Coastal Carolina. With that, though, he was able to rehab, didn't get surgery, and came back to Cape. And luckily for the Hawks, able to get some hits and some runs on him. But before this matchup, guy, 4 starts, sub-1 ERA. So very happy for Mr. Horn, the former Hawk, with his success so far. And selfishly happy that we got a few runs on him in this matchup in a very pivotal game to determine the Western Division standings. Just interesting to see, guys. You know how the Cape Cod Baseball League works. Zay Gutierrez coming in very recently. Sometimes you have a lot of experience, sometimes not so much. Zay, though, doing great with his limited experience so far.
Doing great so far as he settles in for the 3rd inning of work. He takes on Gerald, Lippy, and Desero, the 8, 9, and 1 batters in this Harbor Hawks lineup. Pitch from Gutierrez is upstairs and outside at 88 on Gerald.
It was so big for the Harbor Hawks to get 5 runs there. Darren Horn, we talked about earlier in the game, but 13 innings pitched coming into this ball game, only 1 run allowed. That's sub-1 ERA, sitting at .69 coming into this ball game. Teams haven't been able to figure him out.
The 1-0 is tapped foul down by the Bat Boys netting by the Harbor Hawks dugout down the first base line, 1-1.
Zay Gutierrez on that Angelo State team that was the runner-up in the Division II National Championship.
1-1, fouled back off the glove of Bargo as Gutierrez is ahead 1-2.
And they were the 8th seed in that tournament, the very last seed in it. And they were able to go on a really nice run to get to the national championship. Lost to the D2 powerhouse, Tampa, but made a really nice run.
1-2 pitch. Misses off the plate on the lefty on righty matchup, 2-2.
And Angelo State is an absolute powerhouse at the D2 level in the Lone Star Conference. Sitting in the 8th seed, that's low for their standards. Always sitting in that 1, 2, 3 spot in the power rankings.
2-2, pitches upstairs. Loads the count full. Gutierrez is quick to receive it back and gets back to the rubber. Wants to get back to work on Jacob Jarrell, a Clemson Tiger catcher, quickly. Shakes off a couple of signs from Dalton Bargo, settles on one. Delivers the payoff pitch, that's upstairs. And Jarrell opens up the third with a walk.
Bottom of the order, obviously you don't like to lose them in that situation to walk the first batter of an inning, but you got Lippy up next. Gutierrez, more of a ground ball pitcher, has already gotten a double play today and a couple that were close to being double plays. So try to get one of those here with the catcher who does not run as well, and Michael Lippy at the plate.
First pitch to Lippy, he shows bunt, pulls back. It's a called strike nonetheless.
I guess Wareham thinking the same thing, try to bunt, move the runner over, and stay out of a double play.
Lippy through his 21 games is batting 170 on the summer in the designated hitter role today for the Gatemen. The 0-1, they'll check back over to first. Jarrell's able to go in sliding.
Gutierrez has such a good pickoff over to first base. He has that leg lift pickoff, keeps his hip facing towards home plate, very slow down, and just glides over to first base. It is such a good pickoff move.
0-1 misses high on Michael Lippy. 1-1. Lippy, the Louisville Cardinal, looks at the 1-1, is grounded back over to Gutierrez, goes to second. Snow trying to turn the double play and can't beat out Lippy to first, but it's Gutierrez with the combination of Snow at second being able to get the lead runner for the first down.
Great job from Gutierrez to stay in his legs there, that little chopper right in front of the mound, making the flip over to Eric Snow, getting the lead runner.
Great communication from the entirety of the infield, the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, as Gutierrez got to the ball, yelling for two to send his throw over to second instead of passing on the first out. 0-0 pitch is a grounder that Snow's able to glove deep in the hole. Turns over to White, wins the spin move, and it's a high throw that hits off the ankle of a photographer deep in the well. And the question might be, did it go out of play? And it does, as Johan Desero will be able to be awarded second base.
And now there are two things here. First of all, one of our photographers, Jordan Johnson, almost got drilled by that throw from Mason White. Luckily she didn't. Second thing, Wareham arguing right now that Mason White was not on second base when he made the catch to turn it over to first, and I think he has a good point. It was very close, hard to tell from the naked eye, but he's very passionate right now.
That's a very tough play for Eric Snow, working towards his glove side, flipping his hips, making the throw to Mason White, who did a little bit of a pirouette, barely sliding his toe on second base, throwing it over to first base, just missing the double play.
Now Desero in scoring position, but 2 outs to bring on Colby Turner.
Respect to Jordan over there, though. She didn't really miss a beat. Kind of just put the camera down for a moment and right back to work now.
0-0 pitch. Outside, 1-0. Photographer's built tough.
That would have hurt too if that did catch her shin. Mason White,
he unleashed that
making
ball.
A spinning throw.
Gutierrez comes set to the rubber, looks back to second, brings his attention forward and delivers. Pitch outside, 2-0. Colby Turner singled back in the first. Going to have the Gatemen try and bring in their first run of the evening. Gutierrez kicks and fires, and it's a ball that chops foul down third base line and by the goalposts just beyond the bleachers here at Spillane Field. Gutierrez earning him a strike there on the foul ball. Brings the glove down to his belt. Brings it high by his face. And delivers a pitch that swung on and missed. At 82 miles an hour with the breaking stuff. 2-2.
It's a perfect changeup low and away to the right-hander. Lefty-righty changeup there. Pull the string and in a perfect spot there low and away to the right-hand hitter.
The 2-2 pitch from Gutierrez is swung on and missed. Gutierrez able to get out of the danger with Johan Desero standing at second, and through 3, it's Hyannis leading 5-0. Welcome you back here at trying to work on some electrical for.
You're so good at wires, and that was something that I could do.
I was thinking about what I was doing for the intro back here to this top of the fourth, but no, I have to talk about wires coming back. It's Josh Schreiber, Nico Sharp, and Jacob Irons here handling all the duties here. Back together again, the three of us, with Nico Sharp taking some time away, getting some time with some family. But we're back together after an extended all-star break, taking the weekend off of Harbor Hawks baseball with the postponement yesterday. And it had a 7 games in 7 days stretch that kicks off right now with the Harbor Hawks leading 5-0. It's Dalton Bargo to kick off this 4th inning for Hyannis. Dalton Bargo flies one into left field. White doesn't even need to move. He makes the grab for the first down.
For the southpaw on the mound, he has come in and done his job perfectly. Comes in down 5, and then since he has come into this ball game, it's been a bunch of zeros for the Gatemen on the defensive side.
And for Bargo, nice approach there to try to go the opposite field.
First pitch from Rowan misses on Tate, 1-0. Josh Tate, one of the big pickleball players on this Harbor Hawks roster. Talked about it at length with Nico Sharp. Has his skill, and he's not your average pickleball player. He's got the carbon fiber paddle in the trunk of the car ready to go. The 2-0 is called for a strike, 2-1.
Pay to win.
And you really look, we're trying to hope to get a segment out of it. We're trying to get Sean Riley, Josh Tate, myself, and intern Ava as well, and get a little 2-on-2 pickleball match going for a segment.
Josh Tate swings and misses for the second out and second strikeout of the day for Josh Tate. And the 2-2, excuse me there, 2-2 is fouled back into the parking lot. Got crossed up on the call there with Rowan settling back on to the rubber. Pitch low, 3-2.
It's a great breaking ball down in the zone. Josh Tate caught out on his front foot, wanted to extend the hands and go get it. Great job to take that one low in the zone.
3-2 is skied a mile into the air, a major league infield pop-up that Desero calls off Jimenez for the second out.
It's another great pitch. Josh Tate, Use his hands, getting it out in front of it, but just getting under it, dipping that back shoulder just enough for Desro to have plenty of time to get under it.
Now Jackson West, who had a walk in the second, takes on Roman for second time. So West sends one high
That might actually
over
hit us.
our heads and just beyond the cage here. Anything in the air right now is fair game. It feels like any pop-up is drifting towards this cage above the third base dugout.
It's okay. That's what we got Brooke here for. She's going to protect us, she said.
Swing and a miss, and Jackson West is behind 0-2.
Brooke, broadcaster now.
Yes.
Had her debut at Brewster. Social media intern.
0-1. Check swing. They'll appeal down to Joe Carrico, who says West did not go around to move the count to 1-2. And it only is fitting that we get Kendall on, the other social media intern. You created this nickname, and I feel bad every time. The 1-2 is fouled away once more.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. Well, Kendall's going to come on here in this 7-game stretch to close out the regular season at some point. It's
Well, we're
only
doing
fair.
9 innings, 9 interns, aren't we?
When are we doing that?
I don't know if this was cleared with you yet.
Oh, goody. The 1-2 comes plateward. It's a pitch upstairs. Jackson West battling right now. 2-2.
We talked about this before the game, Josh. And I was like, did Irons clear this? You go, yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
When did I clear this?
I don't remember.
Well, the 2-2 pitch comes home to West, who fouls off another pitch.
I talked to somebody about it. I don't remember who I talked to, but I thought it was you. I guess it wasn't. We're saying having a different intern on every inning.
Wow.
Towards the end of the season. I like the idea.
Yeah, maybe so.
Are we a part of it, or are we just having them add off the broadcast?
No, of course.
2-2 fouled away again. Another pitch here by Jackson West to keep his at-bat alive. The 7th pitch of the AB just came, and now it'll be the 8th. Jackson West still only in a 2-2 with the 8th pitch to come plateward. Pitch low and loads the count full.
What an at-bat from Jackson West so far. It's been Rowan pounding the strike zone. Jackson West just fouling off the tough pitches in the lefty-lefty matchup. That one a breaking ball down the zone into the dirt. And great take in this lengthy at-bat from the left-hander Jackson West.
Payoff pitch from Rowan to the lefty West. So West clobbers one into the Bermuda Triangle down the left field line. And Jimenez goes sliding into foul territory to make the grab. It's a 1-2-3 inning, but lengthy at-bat for Jackson West. We go to the home half of the 4th here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference.
Leave your mark.
Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself.
Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Zay Gutierrez out for his 4th inning of work. And for Gutierrez, working with a 5-run lead currently, and allows Hyannis to try and lengthen his outing.
He's done a great job. Bunch of zeros, and hasn't come without traffic. He's worked his way out of traffic in a couple innings, doing a great job to bear down and keep a bunch of zeros in the bottom half of the innings.
And getting length from your starting pitcher in the last week of the season is so important because you've got no more off days. You may even have some double headers mixed in there if the weather ends up shaping up the way that it's looking like right now. So if you can get length out of Gutierrez here, that's what you need.
First pitch to Murph Gray in his second at-bat is lined into left field, and Tate off his spot moves in for 2 steps to make the grab for the first out. Why are you bringing the bad juju, Josh? Don't even talk about the bad juju.
I feel like it doesn't count in advance.
Sure, we can agree to disagree on that.
We make our own rules here.
we know you do. We surely know you do. Reese Chapman, the cleanup hitter, had a walk in the second. Was left stranded at second base. Gutierrez nods a couple times to home from the signs from Dalton Bargo. First pitch from Chapman as Gutierrez delivers home. It's a chopper that goes foul down by the Harbor Hawks dugout. Chapman, very decorated Tennessee athlete who played a really strong role for them down into the Men's College World Series, but most notably has an extended family with a lot of athletic prowess, as the pitch from Gutierrez as he slips on the mound is fouled back 0-2. Look at his brother Ty, played baseball for Central Oklahoma. Sister Riley on the dance team of the University of Colorado. And then half-brothers Colton and Connor play college football at Illinois State and Indiana State. As Gutierrez is ahead on him 0-2. The pitch home is inside 1-2.
And any Bachelor fans likely know Chapman's half-brother, Colton, who starred on The Bachelor years ago, was signed by the Chargers as an undrafted free agent.
It's the 1-2. Is grounded down by Mitch Carricker in the dugout. Can't make the play off the ball bucket.
You can see him talk to the rest of the dugout. He's like, hey, it's my bad. Short hop right there. Just got the best. I'm just got to work through it. That one he just came up a little bit on, caught the tip of the fingers, couldn't come up with it.
Reese Chapman battling here against Gutierrez. 1-2, fouled away once more.
Good 2-strike there. Swing from Reese Chapman. That's a slider down the zone. And he's able to foul off and keeps his at-bat alive.
One, two, misses outside and low at 89 miles an hour to Chapman. Good hold on the 6th pitch of the at-bat. Some lengthy at-bats taken by both sides today. Gutierrez comes set at the rubber. Delivers home. Liner that goes over to Mason White on the one hop on the infield grass, deep in the hole, and fires across the diamond to Michael Italo for the 6-3 putout.
And Zay Gutierrez ran off the mound there towards the dugout thinking that was the 3rd out. Quickly put on the brakes as it's going to get a laugh from some of his teammates in that dugout.
And hit a solid jog, too. It wasn't just like a walk-off.
Oh, yeah, he was
jogging back to the dugout, thinking he's been working so quickly, he thought that was out number 3 already.
Now we'll try and get out number 3 against Antonio Jimenez, who reached on a fielder's choice and was left stranded at 3rd in the 2nd. He foul tips a pitch back into the glove of Bargo to put himself ahead 0-1.
Great idea to throw the changeup right there. Antonio Jimenez, big swing. Just foul tips as that changeup, 81 miles per hour down in the zone.
0-1 is swung on and missed. Downstairs in the zone that Jimenez can't hold off on. Gutierrez 1 strike away from working up his little saunter back to the dugout.
Back-to-back changeups. That is his best pitch. He loves to throw it to righties here. Let's see how he attacks Jimenez, the right-handed batter, up 0-2.
2 pitch in the dirt. 1-2 now. 83-mile-an-hour pitch that glides on top of the zone. On the changeup there. Gutierrez shakes off the first pitch. Dalton Bargo gives him. Grease on the second. Pitch is home. Pitch upstairs at 89 on the fastball. Now evens the count at 2 apiece.
Antonio Jimenez, the active Wareham Gatemen leader in homers. He's got 5, always a threat.
2-2 is poked beyond Mason White and drops in between Tate and Pelk in the left center field gap. And Jimenez earns himself a single to bring up Eli Putnam.
And that's just a great at-bat from Hyannis, fighting a bunch of tough pitches. Saw a changeup low in the zone. That was his 4th changeup he's seen. Used his hands, got out front on his foot, flicks his hand, flips it right over the shortstop, Mason White.
Mitch Carricker is out of the dugout, and with 2 outs and the base hit, that'll bring a pitching change for Hyannis. We'll tell you about the new arm when we return here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Hello there, Cape Cod. We're Bork Heating and Cooling. We've been around for 38 years and counting and have served over 5,300 customers. We specialize in the installation and service of your HVAC systems. Our favorite part of the job is making sure our customer is 100% satisfied.
We've been using Bork Heating and Cooling for over 20 years now. They've installed our furnace, our central air conditioning, and our hot water heater. Their service department is great, and I'd highly recommend this company to anyone.
We hope to hear from you. Give us a call anytime. Go Harbor Hawks!
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Drake Meeks steps on to the mound in relief of Zay Gutierrez. Comes in needing 1 out here to try and end this bottom of the 4th.
It's one of the earlier points of the ballgame. We've seen the right-hander Drake Meeks from Southern Miss. Young freshman, fastball slider guy, high velo from Drake Meeks. Has 97, 98 mile per hour guy, and compared to Zay Gutierrez, who's a softer lefty, 88 miles per hour, has a 4-pitch mix, more of a starter mentality, mixes it up well. It is going to be flames coming out of Drake Meeks' arm.
He's one of the harder guys to face in all of the Cape League. High velocity, and, you know, there's a possibility if he were healthy this past season that he may not have even come to the Cape. He would have been up there in pitch count, a guy that Southern Miss really would want to protect, but since he was coming off Tommy John surgery.
And the first pitch he delivers is a 94-mile-an-hour fastball that plunks Eli Putnam directly in the back, and you feel it for him.
Ouch. That one hit him straight in the back. That's one of the worst feelings as a hitter. When you see a fastball coming square into your back and you know there's nowhere you can go, that's a stinger right in the center of the back.
Now runners at first and second with Jimenez moving to second to bring up Sam White. Drake Meeks, like we talked about, can touch all the way to 98 on his fastball. But it's the slider that he can use as a put-away pitch. The 2-pitch mix. First pitch is a fastball at 95. On the lower part of the zone for a called strike. Meeks gets the signs, brings his attention forward. The fastball misses inside. 1-1. Sam White playing the All-Star game on Saturday for the Gatemen. Is White lines one down into left field. Jimenez is sent around third. He will go in standing to home. And it's a stand-up single for Sam White. Gets a big first run for the Gatemen. They cut into the lead. It's 5-1 Hyannis.
That's 95 miles per hour right in on the hands to the left-handed batter, Sam White. Just having a very inside-out swing. That one right in, literally on the hands to White. Just flipping over right over the head of Saldivar and right in front of the left fielder, Josh Tate.
Now Jacob Jarrell take on Meeks.
Gerald worked to walk his last time up. Here with 2 outs, bottom of the order. If you're Drake Meeks, just make your pitch and trust your stuff.
Pitch is called for strike on Jarrell, who earned himself a walk against Gutierrez back in the third. And it's a fastball that clips Jim Fonseca, the home plate umpire, along with Jacob Jarrell. Fonseca is out behind home plate, walking it off. Now bases loaded with 2 hit by pitches, and Tanner Cunha, the assistant pitching coach, is out to talk to the Southern Miss Eagle.
And that time you had the slider that just totally got away from Meeks. Not able to fully get around it, just clipped the back of Jacob Jarrell, and seems as though Fonseca is all right. Luckily, it wasn't one of those fastballs that time.
That was an 82-mile-an-hour pitch, but still, it's got a sting there. Has a protective rubbering, but got him square on the shoulder. Came away grasping at his hand, but Hyannis in need of one more out. But for Drake Meeks, it's going to come with some traffic behind him. For Michael Lippy, had a fielder's choice that he reached back in on the third. A liner deep into right field, back all the way to the wall, and it's off the wall by Kepley. Coming in to score is Putnam. Being held at third is Gerald White, came around to score, and Michael Lippy gets a stand-up double, and it's now 5-3, Hyannis in front.
And we talked about it as this game was progressing. These Wareham Gatemen bats are never cold for long. It was only a matter of time for they put up a number. And it was all zeros in the first 3. They have a 3 spot here, and they're still threatening. All done here with 2 outs.
Now Johan Desero to take on Drake Meeks, who since coming in has needed 1 out and has hit 2 and has given up 2 hits along with that, and has a 3rd hit there. It's a blooper over the head of Datalo, dropping into Kepley. Coming in to score is Lippy and Jarrell, and going and sliding for another double is Johan Desero, and it's a tie ball game, 5-5 between Wareham and Hyannis.
They say hitting is contagious, and the Gatemen are showing that to be true. Just getting a lot of pitches to hit right now. It's some nice parts of the play. That time a slider that just stayed up a bit too much. 101 off the bat down the line, and just like that, Wareham scores 5 unanswered runs, and we have a tie ball game.
Just as quickly as Hyannis put up 5 in the second, the Gatemen put up all 5 of their runs with 2 outs. And it's a pitch upstairs that misses for a ball on Colby Turner, the 9th batter here of this bottom of the 4th.
And Jose Gutierrez getting out Murph Gray and Chapman in order. And since with 2 outs, that's when all 5 runs have come into factor.
2-mile-an-hour slider inside. And nearly grazes Turner. He's able to brush away from the plate in time. The 2-0 is in at 94. Fastball low in the zone to move the count to 2-1. Hyannis in need of one more out, but a go-ahead run stands with Johan Desero at second. The 2-1 pitch is lined back into the backstop, 2-2.
Having a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, certainly a blessing and a curse, as when you locate it well, it's nearly unhittable, but when you don't, it can get hit very, very hard.
Drake Meeks deals the 2-2. That misses just off the plate to load the count full. Wareham Gatemen dugout coming back alive here. Payoff pitch from Meeks to come to Turner. Swung on and missed, but it's 5 runs for the Wareham Gatemen, and it's a new ball game, tied at 5 as we go into the 5th here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
I think, Dean, they're allowing you to find your own success and your own true independence.
Dean is a whole group of all different kinds of people and communities.
Since I've come to Dean, I've learned a lot of time management skills.
Our community is especially tight-knit, and the majority of our students live on campus. And you are guaranteed 4 years of housing while you attend Dean.
Dean is just full of opportunities for you to embrace, to welcome, so you can change yourself to who you want to be and form your career for the future.
So go through that, all right? Think that way.
Be a bulldog. Have a bulldog mentality in everything you do in life, whether you're playing sports or in the classroom or just socializing around campus.
New ball game here with the Wareham Gatemen responding for 5 in the bottom of the 4th. So Harbor Hawks looking to try and ignite a rally of themselves. 2 5-run half innings for both sides. The runs for both teams haven't come in any other spots besides 1 half inning. But it's Michael Detallo, the leadoff batter here in the 5th for Hyannis to try and respond. First pitch he sees is fouled away. Rowan back in on the mound, doing a great job since coming in relief of Darren Horn. On the blow-up second inning, has responded on the 0-1. Lined back into the fencing, and Detallo behind 0-2.
And if the Gatemen are able to tie the game up, but if they're able to come back and win this ballgame, it's going to be thanks to Hudson Rowan. After Horn only threw an inning in the 3rd, get 5 runs, it's been
Detallo swings at misses on the fastball for the first out.
That's now 3 complete innings thrown from Hudson Rowan, and he has no hits, no runs, and now 2, and he gets his first strikeout of his evening. And so again, if the Wareham Gatemen are able to stay in this ballgame, it's going to be because Hudson Rowan on the mound.
Now Kane Kempley takes a strike inside, 0-1.
And that's the thing for Hyannis. You have this game plan against Darren Horn.
Kempley drops a shoulder and launches one into right field, losing the hat, making the grab in shallow right field is Turner for the second out.
But you have this game plan against Darren Horn, who struggles a little bit more against lefties than he does righties, and then a lefty comes in when you have a pretty lefty-heavy lineup, and that can be a difficult adjustment to make on the fly, where, you know, Rowan looks sharp, looks great, and able to kind of mow through this lineup right now.
0-0 pitch is called for a strike on the outer part of the plate to Eric Snow. For the Gatemen, all 5 of those runs coming with 2 outs. Just trying to work some 2-out magic here themselves with Snow at the plate. It's the second pitch in this AB to Snow is outside for a ball. 1-1. Owen takes a breath, kicks and fires home. Pitch outside once more at 88. 2-1. Owen, the Florida State Seminole, done a very good job. 2-1 in the dirt, 3-1. Slipping away from his grip was that last pitch from Rowan. For Rowan, had limited work for the Seminoles this past year. Since coming onto the mound, he's done a very good job. Snow, how the ball go into foul territory to range over for is Putnam to make the grab for the 3rd out. It's another 1-2-3 inning, the 3rd of the evening for Hudson Rowan. It's a 5-5 ball game in the bottom of the 5th when we return. But before that, we send it over to Josie Broyles. Good evening, Josie.
Thanks, Jake. Let's talk about Michael Tatalo, a selected All-Star player this year who went 1 for 2 in the game on Saturday. But tonight is his first game as a Harbor Hawk where he's the lead-off hitter, which is awesome for him and the team because Tatalo was actually Dallas Baptist's lead-off hitter for every single game in their past season from April 26th to June 2nd. From that time, he was hitting an average of .333, had an OPS of .904, and was able to achieve 22 RBIs and 4 home runs. Safe to say that he really shined in his past collegiate season, not to mention today during his first game as a Hyannis leadoff hitter, having a huge hit that was actually 99-390, getting 3 runs for the team after the bases were loaded during the top of the 2nd today. All in all, we're really getting the opportunity to see Tatalo shine this game, which is awesome to see after the All-Star game and as we're approaching the end of the season. Back to you.
Thank you, Josie. And for this Hyannis Harbor Hawks team that hasn't had that many leadoff batters, you can count on your one hand how many times they had. It's 4 leadoff batters with now Jackson West, Parker Brocious, Kane Kepley, and now you can add Michael Tatalo into that mix. 4 leadoff batters. There's been a select few, but when they have been in that spot, they've done well.
Yeah, every single one of them having a lot of success at that top of the lineup. And Tatalo, in your first game at the leadoff spot, 3 RBIs, that 3 RBI double with the bases loaded back in the 2nd. Great job there to manufacture those runs and create the ball game we have here in front of us at a 5-5 ball game.
5-5 ball game with overcast skies starting to pan away, with rain that was in the area for the past 24 hours looking to get away, setting up for a very pretty sunset here at Spillane Field with the lights on shining. And for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, they bring on a new arm in Casey Hintz, who came in on Saturday, had 1 pitch, but don't worry, guys, he earned himself the win because of the 1 pitch to close out the 9th inning. For the West, it was Kane Kepley, his fellow Harbor Hawk, getting himself the walk-off hit to earn Casey Hintz the victory. And now Casey Hintz comes in looking to use the sidearm slider that has worked for him all year, along with the sinker, to try and work through some innings for Hyannis and get themselves back into the dugout to try and break this tie.
Yeah, it's been one of their arms that's been their go-to in the bullpen, and that's what got him to be an all-star, was that sinker slider that he has, that sinker having so much downward tilt to it. Those can put it right in on the hands, so a right-hander has so much vertical movement. High 80s, low 90s.
Casey Hintz deals his first pitch into Murph Gray for a strike, 0-1.
Does have a changeup as well that plays really well behind that sinker.
0-1 is thought of and does go around on, as Jesse West, the first base umpire, says. Now Hintz ahead, 0-2, shakes off a couple of pitches. Able to deliver a pitch home that is sent high into left field. Tate, 3 steps away from the left field foul line, makes the grab for the first out. Well, you don't want to always only pitch 1 pitch in the All-Star game. Mitch Carricker might be applauding Mike Roberts there for that decision so that he can be able to come out and pitch tonight.
Yeah, you only throw one pitch. You save your arm there a little bit to get a chance to come in right after the All-Star game. All-Star game, again, was Saturday night. Only a couple days after, and Casey Hyannis is already back on the bump.
First pitch into Reese Chapman is called for strike from the Arizona Wildcat. It's the righty, kicks home. Hard grounder, has Snow ranging over to the first base bag. Sidearm throw to Natalo at first for the second out.
You know, you're in the part of the Wareham lineup, the middle of the order, that has been so impressive all season long. You go to Casey Hintz here, one of your more trusted relievers where, you know, it's the new age of baseball. You don't go to your more trusted reliever at the end of the game no matter what. You go in the biggest spots. And here, a tie ball game, heart of the order up. You need to get these outs and make sure that you shut them down this time through.
Pitch is off the plate from Hintz to Hyannis, and Hyannis has found first through his past two plate appearances, reaching on a fielder's choice in the second and then a single back in the first as Hyannis grounds one over to Saldivar deep by the third base bag, and Natalo is able to glove it. Casey Hintz comes in and does what he's done all season long. A 1-2-3 inning with a couple of flyouts and two groundouts. We're going to the sixth. It's 5-5 between Hyannis and Wareham. A battle for second place in the West Division.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast.
I think, Dean, they're allowing you to find your own success and your own true independence.
Dean is a whole group of all different kinds of people and communities.
Since I've come to Dean, I've learned a lot of time management skills.
Our community is especially tight-knit, and the majority of our students live on campus. And you are guaranteed 4 years of housing while you attend Dean.
Dean is just full of opportunities for you to embrace, to welcome, so you can change yourself to who you want to be and form your career for the future.
So go through that, all right? Think that way.
Be a bulldog. Have a bulldog mentality in everything you do in life, whether you're playing sports or in the classroom or just socializing around campus.
Eddie Pelk starting things off here for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. It's Pelk, White, and Saldivar, the heart of this Harbor Hawks lineup here in the sixth to try and respond and break this 5-5 tie that we have here at Spillane Field in Wareham, Massachusetts. But they'll have to try and do it against Hudson Rowan, who has been so solid on the mound. First pitch to Pelk, he delivers, is low, skimming across the dirt and into the glove of Gerald for a ball.
And he's only at 46 pitches through 3 2/3 innings right now, so he is absolutely dealing.
1-0 is high above the lettering on the Harbor Hawks blue road jerseys that they couple with gray pants with blue trim. So Wareham Gatemen in white pants with their maroon tops. The third pitch to Pelk skips before the plate, 3-0, with white trim with navy lettering. For Wareham Gatemen, they were able to get 5 back in the fourth against Drake Meeks. And it was Hyannis getting 5 against Darren Horn. Back in the second, that's how we stand here, 5-5 in the sixth. Pelk looks at a strike down the heart of the plate to get me over at 88. Owen shakes off the first pitch he sees, brings the ball to his glove from behind his back and kicks home. The pitch upstairs at 89 and away. Pelk opens up the 6 with a walk to bring up Mason White.
That's the first time we'll see Rowan with a runner on. Doesn't work out of the windup very often. We saw him at one time with a 3-2 count work out of the windup, but he predominantly works out of the stretch already. We'll see if he works in a slide step as well.
White fouls back. First pitch he sees. Mason White had a walk in the second, flew out to Turner in the third. That was the first time he saw Rowan.
And Mason White recently got his first hit against a left-handed pitcher this season, 1 for 17 on the year.
Pitch at 75 miles an hour brushes Mason White away from the plate. 1-1.
That hit a bunt single down the left field line. It was a beauty.
The 1-1 as White leans into one and sends one rolling to Turner into right field. Pelk hard around second. Turner bobbles it within his glove, and now White was able to grab second, and it's now 2 in scoring position with nobody away, with the Harbor Hawks breathing down Hudson Rowan's neck.
Make it 2 hits versus left-handed pitchers. Kind of put that into the air, and Mason White delivered. It'll probably be a single and an error as Pelk goes to third, White goes to second. We're going to have a meeting on the mound from Eric Luxus.
And Eric Luxus will make the call to the bullpen. A new arm for the Gatemen comes into relief. Hudson Rowan pitched a gem for the Gatemen. It's now Hyannis trying to see if they can get to the new arm with 2 in scoring position when we return.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Zane Coppersmith, the Stetson Hatter, out in relief of Hudson Rowan to try and keep the game tied at 5 apiece.
And Coppersmith, a guy that goes fastball, curveball, slider. He'll be anywhere from 91 to 93 to 94 with the fastball, and then slider about a 6 mile per hour difference, around 85, and then the curveball drops down to 75, and he's able to work those pitches well off of each other. The fastball is mostly a 4-seamer, but overall had some big innings with Stetson.
Trying to find a big inning here. Hyannis with 2 in scoring position. Pelk stands at third. Mason White stands at second. And it's going to be Eddie Saldivar, who had a single in the second when Hyannis was able to get 5 runs. He had a single. And now, off the bunt, what can he draw up here? 2 in scoring position. Now Saldivar, the lefty, taking on the righty, Coppersmith. First pitch from Coppersmith is low for ball. Gerald's able to block it in the 5-hole for a ball.
First pitch changeup, blown away from Coppersmith. Comes in a very tough situation. Got 2 ducks on the pond for the Harbor Hawks. Here in a tied 5-5 ball game, and you got Casey Hintz on the mound for the Harbor Hawks. Every run's going to count.
1-0 is low. 2-0 for Saldivar. Teammates of the third baseman, Marv Gray, both at Fresno State. Both showing mid-majors do a lot of damage here in the Cape Cod Baseball League when you're the best of the best. 2-0 is upstairs above the lettering. Now 3-0 for Coppersmith. All 3 pitches that he has dealt since coming into the ball game have been balls. Now the 3-0. Get me over strike at 89. Move the count to 3-1.
Good fastball low in the zone. You have Dalton Bargo in the on-deck circle, who has a single and an RBI already to his name.
3-1 pitch. Salazar is out in front of on the 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Away on the lefty. Payoff pitch here, and a big one. The delivery home. Saldivar sends high above the lighting and out of play. 3-2.
I got it. No, it's way over there. Shout out Grant McNew.
He would have said it if he were here.
Now Saldivar has the payoff pitch with Coppersmith. Getting the signs, brings back his lead leg close to the rubber. Has a high leg kick and delivers a pitch inside at 90 miles an hour that Eddie Salazar, the third baseman, earns for a walk, and now bases loaded for Dalton Bargo.
And that one looks good from here, but we have the technology right in front of us. TrackMan, that one missed far inside.
Yeah, at least a few balls off the plate. The Wareham dugout really letting Jim Fonseca hear it. He said that was at least 2 balls off the plate.
Now Dalton Bargo flies a ball into left field. White is there, makes the grab, and it's off his glove. He can't make the grab. It came away from his glove, and Dalton Bargo is rewarded with a single at first, and he brings in another run, and it's now 6-5, Hyannis in front.
Maybe a situation where White just lost it in the lights, but he started to range towards foul territory, and the last moment stuck his glove behind him, and the ball landed in fair territory.
And now, Josh Tate with bases loaded for Hyannis. Coppersmith still looking for an out. It's a pitch. Misses upstairs, 1-0. It's now a righty-on-righty matchup with Josh Tate. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a pop-out. .10 is called for strike on Tate. They'll award Dalton Bargo the single down the left field line for his second hit of the evening.
Giving Bargo the single, and they gave Mason White a double earlier, that one that just got under the glove of Turner.
Tate looks at a called strike, moving the count to 1-2. Coppersmith gets the signs, kicks and fires. Tate skies one into right field. Turner's in, tagging is Mason White. Throw home to the plate is off and away from the final plate as Mason White goes in sliding on the sacrifice. It's now 7-5 Hyannis.
And just a really nice piece of hitting by Josh Tate, knowing get the ball in the air into the outfield, and Mason White is going to have a good chance of scoring. It was a strong throw from Turner, but off the line, and Mason White sliding in safely to get a 2-run lead now.
First out is a productive out for Hyannis. Now Jackson West take on Coppersmith, the righty on lefty. Here in the top of the 6th, Hyannis getting 2 in this half inning. Swing and a miss for West as he falls behind in the count 0-1. West had a walk back in the 2nd and popped out into foul territory instead of sliding Jimenez. The 0-1 to West. There's a big swing and a miss from the Florida State catcher who's in at designated hitter tonight. He's behind 0-2.
Yeah, 90-mile-per-hour fastball up in the zone. Jackson West trying to make it a 10-5 game there with that swing.
The 0-2 Dalton Bargo set in motion. And with trying to cover second base, Jimenez can't get a glove on it, and it trickles into center field. Coming in to score was Saldivar, and racing all the way to third off the attempted steal is Dalton Bargo. And it's a nice hit from Jackson West to make Hyannis up 3 runs.
Beautiful swing. It's an 84-mile-per-hour changeup blown away. Jackson West staying back on it, using his hands, sending it back up the middle. That's a great swing. Another great 2-strike approach from Jackson West to get a base hit and an RBI.
Now Michael Italo steps on to the right-handed batter's box. And the shift is on with Desero close to the second base bag, opening up a gap between Desero and Putnam on the right side as the first pitch Italo sees. He fouls away down the right field line. Looked like he was trying to hunt for the gap there.
You put Ditalo in the leadoff spot similar to Jackson West. Try to take the pressure off, allow him to be aggressive, get out of the slump he's been on these last 8 games, hitting just 129.
0-1 has a high fly ball to center field. Back to the wall is Chapman, making it a foot away. Coming in on the tag is Dalton Bargo. Retreating back to first is Jackson West. It is now a 9-5 ball game. Hyannis responding for 4, and both of their outs here so far have been sacrifice flies. Hyannis has been taking advantage.
Again, great piece of hitting by Hyannis. Michael Ditalo really making some loud contact today. That ball similar to his double that went off the wall in center field. Just not quite as much on it, but still got the job done.
Kane Kepley looks at a called strike. Kepley had what he describes as a timely hit when the team needed it the most, as a walk-off in the All-Star game.
It's a safe description for sure.
Played it down about a million earlier today as the 0-1 as West goes in sliding to second, and it's a ball that gets away from Jimenez on the throw, and it's a ball that gets away from Chapman as well. West goes in, wails around, and goes in sliding to home. And it's now another 5 spot by Hyannis. It's 10-5. Harbor Hawks in front.
Cue the circus music. I know we're playing at a high school, but that looked a little bit like JV ball that time. Jackson West steals second on a delayed steal. Nobody covers the bag. Ball's thrown into center field. He goes to third base, and the center fielder misplays it, and he scores. It's like a Little League home run on a stolen base nearly.
He goes in face first sliding, swimming in the dirt, and Kane Kepley looks at a ball. 2-1, and the at-bat that happened all in front of Kane Kepley, who still continues on. 2-1, fouled back into the face mask of Gerald, 2-2.
And do we have a 5-run limit? Is that what's happening here? You have a 5 spot.
It's like wiffle ball.
In the second,
5 runs, we're done.
runs. That's it. You know, we have a 5 spot for Hyannis early in the game. Then the Gatemen respond with 5 runs, and now Harbor Hawks putting up another 5-run inning here.
Kane Kepley goes chasing for the fastball upstairs on the third out. but it's Hyannis getting 5 runs here on the top of the 6th. 15 runs between the two sides, and it's 10-5 Hyannis leading, and it's a great time to welcome in Matt Coates, my fish and chips loving brother.
You can say that again. Shout out Chatham Fish and Chips. But guys, shout out Cannon Peebles. Not in the lineup tonight, and I'm not sure what his post-baseball plans are, but if he wants to be a coach, I'm sure he can. Pre-game, during batting practice, gave a little bit of advice to Eddie Pelk. And guys, it's worked pretty well so far. Got on base twice, scored 2 runs so far this season. One of the things I love so much about the Cape Cod Baseball League, when you talk to all these players, they mention how it's such a great opportunity to pick the brains of each of these players, add a little something to your game. Eddie Pelk, a player from GCU, getting to pick the brain of a national champion in Cannon Peebles pregame tonight, helping him so far and helping him hot start to this summer to help the Harbor Hawks. So they're looking to make a late push here towards the postseason, guys.
A late push indeed. Thank you so much, Matt Coates.
And Cannon Peebles, talk about that coaching potential future for him after his playing days are over. We've heard from a bunch of guys that Peebles is really the leader of this dugout. Throughout the game, always, picking guys up when they strike out, and you need a teammate like that, especially in summer ball where it's so easy to have an individualistic approach. But Peebles has been there ever since he got here, really been a true leader on this team.
And his teammates speak very highly of him. Getting to do a segment tomorrow with catcher Jackson West and talks a little bit about him, and we kind of got to talking, and he said another mastermind behind the plate is Cannon Peebles. So looking to hopefully to get him on the segment as well to see how they have so much success behind the plate.
I don't think there's a better duo in the Cape Cod Baseball League than the two of them and how much work they put in and learn from each other as Casey Hintz comes out for his 6th inning of work as the first pitch to Putnam is turned on for a strike. 0-2, excuse me.
And then you throw in the athletic Dalton Bargo behind the plate as well, who can really do it all.
Uh-oh.
High fly ball, deep into left field, and Josh Tate will watch it fly over the fence. But who else? It's Eli Putnam. Again, it's a home run for the Davidson Wildcat.
Yeah, off the bat, that ball was absolutely clobbered. There was no doubt from the moment you heard the crack of the bat that ball was well gone.
Josh Schreiber sure knew it was going off the bat.
Yeah, my bad.
Eli Putnam is able to take Casey Hint's yard, and it cuts into the lead, moving it to 10-6. And now music still playing here at Spillane Field. Jim Fonseca is waiting for
They don't want to stop it.
System.
The party's still going.
The sound system to stop.
Hey, it happens. I don't know if they're trying to stop it or they... It's getting louder.
There is a complete stoppage as we're waiting to hear the music stop, and now the scoreboard is officially gone, though, it appears. They just shut the entire thing off, and now we're back up. Here we go. It's 10-6. Hyannis still out in front. Pop up into foul territory down the left field line. Tate will give it a look, but it lands off the goalpost at the multi-purpose facility. Wow.
Yeah, the odds of that have to be extremely low. That is unbelievable for it hit straight off. The crossbar goes straight up in the air.
The doink. And it went in, I think, off the back.
It's good. Casey Hintz ahead 0-1 to Sam White, who had a single. As he looks at a pitch low, 1-1. Hintz brings back the leg and kicks home. The pitch that stays low in the zone at 88. Move the count to 1-2.
With that field goal made, Sam White is officially the best kicker in UMass football history.
Sure. The 1-2 as Casey Hintz comes home. And it's a strikeout looking. Casey Hintz responds to the home run of Eli Putnam with a strikeout.
That pitch perfectly on the outer third, just catching that outer edge. Great job from Bargo. Great job receiving it back there, putting it right in on the corner, and gets the first strikeout look we've had all day today.
Yeah, everything else has been swinging. There's only been 6 strikeouts between the two sides as Gerald looks at a ball outside on the righty. Righty on righty matchup as Hintz comes home and delivers from the sidearm slot. Pitch that continues outside. 4-ball, 2-0. Gerald has reached first off the walk and the hit by pitch. Now the 2-0 is swung on and missed. 79-mile-an-hour slider. He's able to drop down in speed with. Casey Hintz deals another pitch. They'll appeal down to Jesse West, who says Gerald did not go around 3-1. A little bit of a breeze starting to come across Spillane Field here on this Monday night. 3-1 is called for strike in at the knees of Gerald to move the count full. Casey Hintz keeps the ball behind his left calf. Now brings it to the glove and deals. Pitch low. Gerald gets himself his second walk of the evening.
Hintz try to flip over that slider, 3-2. It has so much good horizontal movement. That one just missing low. But the viewers have to be a little disappointed. The weather's getting a little chilly. You can't see the outfit that Jacob Irons has on here. We always talk about it. A little bit of chilly night. You have the long sleeve on with the vest over it. Didn't know if we're going to see the hoodie as the night went on, but so far haven't seen it.
Pitch gets through the legs of Dalton Bargo. Moving over to second is Gerald. Hyannis in search of 2 more outs to end this bottom of the 6th. We have Dan Bottolino. He's off tonight, our producer off. So the car keys might be getting tossed to him here if this breeze keeps up. There's a little bit of a chill in the air. That might mean the sweatshirt might need to come out. As Casey Hintz looks in from the sign with Dalton Bargo with Gerald in scoring position. Hintz looks back, kicks home. It's an 84-mile-an-hour slider that's able to be called for strike 1-1. For Hintz was in the 3/4, moves into the sidearm position, something that his coaching staff saw in him through his 2A abilities is the 1-1 is swung on and missed. 1-2. And when he was taking grounders at shortstop, his Arizona pitching staff saw that he was throwing over to first from the sidearm position, thought they could try it. When he first started out, he was only getting around 80 miles an hour and said this maybe won't be the pitch for him as he deals a swing and a miss for a strikeout to Michael Lippy, the second of this half inning and the second out as well. And was a little hesitant at first, but then trusting his coaching staff, saw the numbers rise and was able to get him back to where he was in the 3/4 arm slot. And since this sidearm move this past year, he has been a deadly pitcher and moves from left to right beautifully.
Yeah, and you saw the strikeout pitch there to Michael Lippy, and so much movement. You could see him outstretched arms trying to get a piece of it, but that one had so much movement on the slider.
Now the 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Here to Johan Desero, who had a big double back in the 4th to clear the bases and tie the ball game at 5 apiece. Casey Hintz with the ball behind his thigh delivers a pitch that is low. 2-1. All the big names in attendance here today. Pete Alonso right over there. A man in the Pete Alonso jersey, a Cape Cod Baseball League alumni.
Glad to see him back.
I can't believe he came back during a game.
2-1 is a high fly ball deep into left field, out of the park. A home run from Johan Desero. And once more, the Wareham Gatemen are able to respond. It's a 2-run shot. Bring in Jacob Gerald, and Johan Desero once again makes it a ball game between Wareham and Hyannis.
Desero has been swinging the bat well this ball game. Had the double and 2 RBIs back in the 4th. That one opposite field power. That ball absolutely flying out to left field right over the head of Josh Tate.
Now it's only a 2-run lead for Hyannis as they lead 10-8.
And the theory is starting to come true right now of a 5-run mercy rule. Or not a mercy rule, but limit to an inning.
Swing and a miss there from Colby Turner. 0-2. It's 3 runs here in this 6th inning. Can the Wareham Gatemen get 2 more to try and continue on the 5 spots that both sides have put up? The 0-2 is a pitch upstairs, 1-2. Colby Turner had a single in his first at-bat, but has been struck out in the past 2, in the 3rd and the 4th. Pitch downstairs, 2-2. Casey Hintz looking. One more pitch to get out of this half inning. 2-2 delivery is swung on and missed. Dalton Bargo is able to reach out and grab it, but it's 2 home runs for 3 runs for the Wareham Gatemen. They're within 2 runs, but it's the Harbor Hawks hanging on to a 10-8 lead here in the 6th. We go to the 7th when we return on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Hey Cape Cod, we're Bork Heating and Cooling. We've serviced over 5,300 customers on and around Cape Cod for almost 40 years. We install and service your heating and cooling system, and our #1 goal is to ensure we do the best job we possibly can to make our customers happy.
You have the triple cheerleading squad for Bork sitting here. They repaired our heating system, took care of our air conditioning system, and they set something up with the remote system that they installed for us as well. Yay, yay, yay for Bork. We love them.
Give us a call when you're in need of HVAC services. Hope you enjoy the game.
I think, Dean, they're allowing you to find your own success and your own true independence.
Dean is a whole group of all different kinds of people and communities.
Since I've come to Dean, I've learned a lot of time management skills.
Our community is especially tight-knit, and the majority of our students live on campus. And you are guaranteed 4 years of housing while you attend Dean.
Dean is just full of opportunities for you to embrace, to welcome, so you can change yourself to who you want to be and form your career for the future.
So go through that, all right? Think that way.
Be a bulldog. Have a bulldog mentality in everything you do in life, whether you're playing sports or in the classroom or just socializing around campus.
Welcome you back here to Spillane Field. It's 3 runs for the Wareham Gatemen to put themselves 2 runs back of Hyannis as they lead 10-8. Here as we enter the back third of the ball game alongside Josh Schreiber, Nico Sharp, I'm Jacob Irons. And it's a new arm for the Wareham Gatemen.
Yeah, it's going to be Jackson Lucas out of NC State. Was a freshman this past year. 21 innings pitched, 9.43 ERA. So certainly didn't have the best season, but looking to get things going here tonight.
Going to be mostly a fastball, changeup, curveball guy. It's going to be a 12-6 curveball he's going to show from the 6'3 right-hander.
First pitch that he deals to Snow is fouled away.
And he's been pretty active this summer, 11.2 innings pitched to 5.4 ERA. Has had a little trouble with the walk, though.
Lucas with the high leg kick. Deals a pitch on the outer part of the plate. For strike, 0-2.
A 9-to-9 K to walk ratio. Make that a 1 K to walk ratio, but 9 K is 9 walks.
Pitch upstairs and away on Eric Snow on the righty-on-righty matchup. 1-2 pitch. Snow's clobbers. That'll drop in front of Chapman for a leadoff single here in the 7th for Hyannis to try and respond back for the 3 runs they gave up just a half inning ago.
And you think these Harbor Hawks hitters are happy to get Hudson Rowan out of the game? Ever since he came out, they have been looking so much more comfortable at the plate. Obviously, pretty much anyone you face in the Cape League is going to be very good, but Rowan kind of just had their number.
The deal to Eddie Pelk is upstairs. 4-ball, 1-0. Pelk had a single in the 2nd, walk in the 6th, flew out in the 3rd. Eddie Pelk getting the pointers from Cannon Peebles today. 1-0. He looks at for a strike, 1-1. And talked about this Hyannis Harbor Hawks team that with turnover has kept some continuity. Players really enjoying their summers together. Talk about Blake Cavill, one of those culture fits, as the 2nd pitch for him is inside, 4-ball. 2-1, and team went and saw a movie on Saturday. This is a 2-1, misses. That is rather called for, strike at the top of the zone, 2-2. Couple of shakeoffs from Lucas. 2-2. Pelk clobbers into center field and will drop behind Jimenez and in front of Chapman. Snow moves over to second, and Eddie Pelk gets his 2nd single of the day. A well-placed ball that was out of the reach of White, Chapman, and Jimenez, just dropping in the Bermuda Triangle in the middle of the outfield.
And that ball just hit no man's land. You have Chapman playing deep into center field, and Jimenez both coming in and trying to make the play, but that ball able to find some grass.
Eric Luxus, the pitching coach for the Wareham Gatemen, is out to have a conversation with his infield along with Lucas. No signal has been made just yet, and Lucas will be pulled out of this game, and a new arm will come in. Lucas only gets through 2 batters, and it's a single to Snow and Pelk to usher in a new arm. We'll tell you about him when we return here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Hey Cape Cod, we're Bork Heating and Cooling. We've serviced over 5,300 customers on and around Cape Cod for almost 40 years. We install and service your heating and cooling system, and our #1 goal is to ensure we do the best job we possibly can to make our customers happy.
You have the triple cheerleading squad for Bork sitting here. They repaired our heating system, took care of our air conditioning system, and they set something up with the remote system that they installed for us as well. Yay, yay, yay for Bork. We love them.
Give us a call when you're in need of HVAC services. Hope you enjoy the game. Hey Cape Cod, we're Bork.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
This will be your college. This will be your home. This is where you will join a community that supports you, cares about you, pushes you, cheers you on, challenges you, inspires you, helps you reach your dreams. Open your eyes to opportunity and your mind to possibility. Your future begins here.
Make a difference.
Leave your mark.
Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself. Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Welcome you back here to Spillane Field. David Eckes, the Florida International Panther, steps on to the rubber in a big spot with the leadoff men aboard. It was a short leash for Lucas. He now steps on in a big spot here for the Gatemen.
And that just shows you how big of a game this is. You're entering the later stages of this one. Jackson Lucas only facing 2 batters, gave up 2 hits, and that last hit from Pelk wasn't even a hard line drive. It was a blooper that just found grass. Tough for Jackson Lucas, and finding himself out of that one after only facing 2 batters. But it's going to be David Eckes, FIU, Florida International Southpaw. Armin, the last Southpaw in Hudson Rowan, he found a lot of success in this left-handed heavy lineup against the Harbor Hawks.
And for Hyannis looking to try and tack on a couple. It was 2 home runs a half inning ago in the bottom of the 6th that had the Gatemen getting back within a bloop and a blast away. But it's now Mason White standing in to take on Eckes as White looks at a called strike and at his knees at 86, 0-1. Mason White today has found success, had a single in the 6th down into right field. Swings and misses at a pitch into the dirt, 0-2. Also had a walk back in the 2nd to come around to score in that 5th run inning for Hyannis. Swing and a miss there as Mason White goes down through 3 pitches and Eckes comes in to do the job.
Yeah, lefty on lefty matchup for Mason White, and Eckes got the better of him this time. Still 1 out, runners on first and second. And Eddie Saldivar at the plate. Still got a chance to provide even more insurance.
Eddie Saldivar had a single in the 2nd, a walk back in the 6th. He looks at a ball inside 1-0. Eckes leans over his lead foot on the lefty, trying to wait for signs. 7 seconds now on the pitch clock. He'll deal with 5 to pitch outside. 2-0. He was trying to give the signal to Gerald to speed up as Eckes takes a couple of seconds to really get set and get into a position he feels comfortable in pitching in. He's down to 6 here and delivers on 5 once more. It's a pitch in the dirt. It's 3-0.
Yeah, you can see he looks a bit rushed where his arm is dragging just a little bit. That one missing down the zone as well. Down 3-0 to a left-handed hitter, and you have Dalton Bargo, who has 2 RBIs already in this ball game.
The 3-0 pitch is a pitch inside, and now bases loaded for Dalton Bargo once more.
And Hyannis looking like the Harbor Hawks of the beginning of the season in that, 10-game stretch to start the year where they were working counts, getting on base, nearly an impossible out. And they have looked really sharp here tonight against a very solid Wareham team.
Someone that's looked incredibly sharp is Dalton Bargo. For the 3rd time today, he comes to the plate with bases loaded. The past 2 other times he's answered for a single. What can he have happen here as the first pitch from Eckes is a ball outside on the Tennessee Volunteer. A 1-0 pitch home. Bargo taps back into the glove of Gerald, 1-1.
And that slider having enough bite on it and that lower out and away to Dalton Bargo. That slider just having enough movement to believe Bargo on that out and away fastball.
1-1, Bargo leaves in the dirt. 2-1 for Dalton Bargo. He's been able to respond when Hyannis has needed him the most. That big game here, Hyannis standing 1 game back of Wareham for second in the division. Pitch off the plate, now 3-1 to Dalton Bargo. No game bigger to kick off the 7 games in 7-day stretch Hyannis is beginning tonight. Dalton Bargo has something in his eye. He walks away from the plate.
Big moment here, have a chance to put up some insurance runs. Again, you see no lead is safe. It was a 5-0 ball game for the majority of the first half of this one, and it was a 5 spot from the Wareham that quickly tied this one up.
Dalton Bargo is sent away from the plate, and it's a 5-pitch walk for Dalton Bargo, and a run comes in, and Eric Snow making the jog from third home. Now Josh Tate comes in, and Eric Luxus will make a point to the bullpen. Another pitching change for the Wareham Gatemen. With bases loaded, they're trying to find 2 more outs here in the top of the 7th when we come back.
Hello there, Cape Cod. We're Bork Heating and Cooling. We've been around for 38 years and counting and have served over 5,300 customers. We specialize in the installation and service of your HVAC systems. Our favorite part of the job is making sure our customer is 100% satisfied.
We've been using Bork Heating and Cooling for over 20 years now. They've installed our furnace, our central air conditioning, and our hot water heater. Their service department is great, and I'd highly recommend this company to anyone.
We hope to hear from you. Give us a call anytime. Go Harbor Hawks!
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference.
Leave your mark.
Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself.
Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
It's a new arm for the Wareham Gatemen. They'll go to Brock Eddy, who steps onto the mound. And the pitching changes are any indication this game matters for both sides. Eric Luxus and manager Smythe are understanding how important this game is. They're keeping short leashes because as this game gets later and later on, as we stand here in the top of the 7th, if you let Hyannis get out in front, the thoughts of a comeback get smaller and smaller.
Well, and they must not have dinner plans either like we do at Chili's. But like you said, Jacob, in these situations, you know, whether you have a dinner reservation or not, you've got to be very careful about who you go to in certain spots. You don't want the wrong matchup. And trailing by 3 runs, you feel confident you're still in reach, but with one swing of the bat, that can completely go away.
Brock Eddy steps onto the mound with bases loaded and 2 outs. And with 1 out, Hyannis working with 2 outs here in the 7th. Now Josh Tate looks at a ball low from Eddy. Eddy, the Arizona State Sun Devil, only pitched in 3 2/3 for them this past spring. His second pitch to Josh Tate is in the dirt, 2-0, and doesn't come in with no summer experience. Pitched in the Valley League for the Culpeper Cavaliers through 8 games. Pitched 33 innings pitched. Had an ERA of 4.59. Eddy did. And it's a pitch off the plate for ball 3 here to Josh Tate.
So far, 3 fastballs, all missing glove side and up from the right-hander Brock Eddy.
Now the 3-0. It's called for a strike. And at the 3-1, Josh Tate had a sacrifice fly in the 6th to bring in Mason White. Now has another opportunity here as Tate flies one back into the batting cages here at Spillane Field. Full count. Summer night with a little bit of chill in the air on this July 29th in Wareham, Massachusetts. The payoff pitch to come from Eddie to Tate is upstairs, and another run is walked in. It is now a 12-8 ball game in favor of the Hawks.
Great play discipline there from Josh Tate. Big moment there right in front of him. Got caught in a late count. Fastball up in the zone. Great job not to extend the zone and get trigger happy in a big spot.
That is now 3 straight walks of the pitching staff for the Wareham Gatemen. And now Jackson West with bases loaded is out in front of the pitch that he swings and misses on 0-1.
And Jackson West is taking some confident swings at the plate. Had a big 0-1 swing that he missed earlier, and then the next pitch he hit an RBI single.
Swing and a miss there.
He wants the grand slam. I think that's a safe bet with these hacks he's taking. But now with 2 outs, he's going to have to shorten up a little bit. Maybe try to use the whole field.
Has 2 strikes here as the 0-2 is in the dirt. Pitch downstairs. Eddie looking to try and avoid turning the lineup back to Michael Italo, the leadoff man for Hyannis, who had a double in the second. Now the 1-2 to West. Popped up and will find its way out of the concourse here at Spillane Field.
I'm starting to think they're aiming for us. I don't think we've had this many baseballs come this close to us.
We are right in prime foul territory. Jack Smith and Andrew Sullivan, the Chatham broadcasters, had one come right into the netting. It got through the hole down by the post that's close by Josh and couldn't make a play, either of them. It's the 1-2 to West is sent foul and into out of bounds by the Turtle.
Jackson West turned that one around. The Harbor Hawks dugout saying that's a big league foul ball.
Now a 1-2. West swings and misses for the second out. And now Michael Italo with 2 outs and bases loaded. Hyannis trying to get their lead even larger, understanding that no lead is safe. Hyannis began the game leading 5-0. It was the Wareham Gatemen responding for 5. Italo's first pitch is upstairs from Eddie. 4-ball, 1-0. And then it was Hyannis responding for 5 in the 6th. Then in the bottom of the 6th, it was 2 home runs from Wareham to pick up 3. And now we stand here in the 7th, 12-8 with a 4-run lead. It's a pitch called for strike. The outer part of the plate to Italo, 1-1.
It's a great breaking ball in the outer half. Against a big swinger in Italo here with bases loaded. 1 out away for the Gatemen.
1-1. Italo checks his swing. They'll appeal down to Jesse West and says Italo went around. It's now a 1-2 count. Tunnel sells in the box as Eddie deals. Italo's able to bloop one down into center field. Coming in to score is Saldivar. Along with him is Bargo, and going and sliding to third is Josh Tate. And Michael Italo gets a big single to drop in front of Chapman. And Hyannis gets 2 more.
Hey, who cares about a check swing when you can do that? 2-strike approach. Michael Italo just punches one into center field. It's a 2-run single. And now Hyannis, a 6-run lead. You're feeling very confident about that compared to 2, which is what you came into the inning with.
And now, Kane Kepley, the 9th batter of this half inning, stands in to take on Eddie. Runners at first and second. Pitch comes from Eddie to Kepley. He fouls it back directly behind the press box. 0-1. It is now the second time tonight Hyannis has batted through in a half inning. The 0-1 is up by the eyes of Kepley. 1-1. They batted through in the second for 5 runs they got. Now they have 4 here in the top of the 7th. They were 1 batter short back in the 6th. They got to see 8 as the 3rd pitch of the AB's inside to Kepley. 2-1. Hyannis has been working lengthy at-bats and lengthy half innings. The 2-1 is upstairs, 3-1. Kane Kepley stands 1 walk away from tying franchise record with Wood Bats with 37. He lines one that will be into the glove of the ranging Turner into the right center field gap. But it's 4 more runs for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks as they lead 12-8. It's stretch time here at Spillane Field and here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
I think, Dean, they're allowing you to find your own success and your own true independence.
Dean is a whole group of all different kinds of people and communities.
Since I've come to Dean, I've learned a lot of time management skills.
Our community is especially tight-knit, and the majority of our students live on campus. And you are guaranteed 4 years of housing while you attend Dean.
Dean is just full of opportunities for you to embrace, to welcome, so you can change yourself to who you want to be and form your career for the future.
So go through that, all right? Think that way.
Be a bulldog. Have a bulldog mentality in everything you do in life, whether you're playing sports or in the classroom or just socializing around campus.
Big day around the Cape Cod Baseball League. Let's get you caught up on what has happened beyond the confines of Spillane Field. 1 game has been postponed. It was Bournes and Orleans. That game will be played at a later date. 1 final so far on the night. It's the Cotuit Kettleers picking up the win 10-5 over the Brewster Whitecaps, moving them to 21 wins on the summer. Through 6 innings, it's a 2-2 ball game between YD and Falmouth. Then in the top of the 8th, it's the Harwich Mariners right now leading over the Chatham Anglers 5-1 in the top of the 8th. And that game means a lot to the Harwich Mariners, who are trying to climb back into a playoff spot. They went on a tough skid, only winning 2 games through 17, and what made them in position with Orleans. And Orleans right now has a spot above them in at the 4th spot. And with that win, it could catapult them up, with Orleans not playing today. A new arm onto the mound for the Harbor Hawks in Cade Brown. The first pitch from him into Murph Gray is a strike. Murph Gray lines one to Josh Tate, who came in, slipped on the wet grass, and retreated back for a step to grab the liner for the first out here in the bottom of the 7th.
And Murph Gray has hit a couple of balls on the screws today, all to left field. That one 102 off the bat, and just keeps finding the glove of Josh Tate.
Now Cade Brown, right-handed pitcher from Sacramento State, already has one out to his name. It's a big swing and a miss from Reese Chapman, 0-1.
And all summer long, the story for Cade Brown has been he's a fastball slider splitter guy. When he's keeping everything down in the zone, he's had so much success. It's when he can't, when that splitter floats up in the air is when he finds in some trouble.
0-1, grounder over to Talo, who takes it himself to the first base bag for the second out. Keeping the pitch there low in the zone that Chapman had to go golf out and try and get some movement on it. But it goes to Talo for the second out.
And if you can keep that splitter down the zone, has so much good downward movement where it's hard to get under it or stay level and hit that baseball square. Has such good vertical movement late, so it creates a lot of ground balls.
Hard fly ball deep into left field, and it's fair and off the wall. Rounding first and going into second is Hyannis. One pitch is all he needed to see from Cade Brown as he lines one deep into the left field corner. And it hopped off the wall, and Hyannis stays hot tonight with his second hit.
Cade Brown just threw a splitter middle that time. 96 mile an hour off the bat, and Antonio Hyannis just a couple feet shy of hitting a home run.
Now Eli Putnam stands in, who had a home run back in the 6th. First pitch to Putnam is low, 1-0.
And familiar sighting here back in the 4th. It was a 1-2 inning, and then this is where the Gatemen put up 5 runs. It was Antonio Hyannis getting the 2-out single back in the 4th. Gets a 2-out double here back, and this is where it all started for them.
Grounder that Snow is able to field on the lip of the infield dirt and fires to Talo. A liner from Eli Putnam at 100 miles an hour off the bat is recorded as a ground out. Through 7, it's the Harbor Hawks up 14-8 going into the 8th.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings, they're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
Hey Cape Cod, we're Bork Heating and Cooling. We've serviced over 5,300 customers on and around Cape Cod for almost 40 years. We install and service your heating and cooling system, and our #1 goal is to ensure we do the best job we possibly can to make our customers happy.
You have the triple cheerleading squad for Bork sitting here. They repaired our heating system, took care of our air conditioning system, and they set something up with the remote system that they installed for us as well. Yay, yay, yay for Bork. We love them.
Give us a call when you're in need of HVAC services. Hope you enjoy the game.
A new arm into the game for the Wareham Gatemen that once again has Hyannis Harbor Hawk ties. It's Matt Maloney from the 2023 squad, who only pitched in 6 games for Hyannis last summer, but comes over the Point Luma Nazarene product that's transferring out of UNLV to them, getting some experience on Cape Cod, and has been an innings eater for them.
Yeah, he has been solid. Clearly, Eric Luxis, pitching coach for Wareham liked what he saw from Maloney in his limited time with Hyannis last summer, decided to bring him back, and he's pitching in big spots now.
Yeah, big spots here indeed. Has an opportunity to try and keep his team within striking reach. It's 14-8, Hyannis leading here in the top of the 8th. And for Maloney, has had a little bit of an extensive college career, bouncing around from a couple of different places. Started his college career at Orange Coast College, the JUCO, then transferred to New Mexico State. Then after New Mexico State, went to UNLV for the 2024 season, but then due to NCAA Division I restrictions, he can no longer play at the Division I level. He has to drop down to the Division II Point Loma Nazarene to pitch, and now he comes to Cape Cod for his second summer after a summer last year with the Harbor Hawks, and he takes on a teammate from that squad in Eric Snow.
Eric Snow, getting to see him again. 6.75 ERA for Maloney this summer in just 6.2 innings pitched, but has given up 2 homers.
First pitch to Snow, he fouled away. Second pitch misses outside on the righty. Maloney 1-1. Maloney keeps the ball tucked away behind his thigh, brings it to his glove at the belt, kicks home and slips.
Nobody on base, so no balk. He'll just get to pitch again.
And it will be a pitch clock violation there, since he didn't deliver a pitch out of his hand. He kept it in his hand that time. So it's a ball awarded to Eric Snow, 2-1. Once more, Maloney brings the ball into the glove at the belt, kicks and fires on the short stretch. Grounder that's hopped into the glove of Jimenez deep in the 6 hole, and is able to hold on to it is Eli Putnam. And the Hyannis Harbor Hawks dugout can't believe it. Putnam kept the glove underneath it and is able to get the ground out.
Yeah, a little bit of controversy there. First baseman Eli Putnam seemed to lose it, but just regain it back in time. It's tough to see there. That ball is near the dirt, and his glove was, tip of the glove was touching the dirt, and he was kind of scrambling for it down in the gravel at first base.
Pitch kicking home is low to Eddie Pelk, 1-0. 2 umpires here, in Jesse West and Jim Fonseca, who are a part of the 4-man umpiring crew at the All-Star game, showcasing United umpires best as well. As the 1-0, foul back into the backstop as Pelk evens the count at 1 apiece.
Hyannis faithful getting loud here in the 8th inning, trying to get some extra insurance, already up by 6.
And especially since, as you touched upon, after you go past the head-to-head, it's the run differential that becomes the next tiebreaker, as a ball that skips off the plate and into Gerald's mask. As Fonseca will give Gerald a minute as he throws out the pitch to Maloney. It's important to keep the gas on, especially for this Hyannis Harbor Hawks team that has found themselves in comfortable positioning, in rough differential, but once again, with other teams starting to gain on them, they want to make sure they are able to have that in their pocket if necessary. The 2-1 is inside. Pelk was off his feet trying to move away from the pitch, 3-1.
Now, if Hyannis wins this game here tonight, they would clinch the season series against Wareham. Right now, they're 2-1 against them.
3-1. Pelk clobbers into left field, ranging over and away 10 feet from his traditional positioning is White to make the grab for the second out.
Pelk going to the opposite field, giving it a little bit of a ride, but just a fly ball when it's all said and done here with 2 outs.
And now Mason White stands in with bases clear here in the top of the 8th. Maloney takes a breath and kicks home a pitch that's high and gets off the glove of Gerald. And look at how important this game is for Hyannis. With this, they would grab second and be in positioning to host a single game playoff contest against the Gatemen at McKeon Park, as White's able to send one into fair territory down the right field line. Hard turnaround second. He's digging wheels. He's going to third. He goes in standing. It's a stand-up triple, and it's a ball that goes out of play, and they'll send him back to second. It is a ball that was clobbered down the right field line and went out of bounds. And Mason White had all the speed in the world, took a big turnaround second, but with the ball going out of play, they'll give Mason White only a double. He would have been firmly at third if the ball stayed in play.
Yeah, he was flying around second. He was practically at the bag when the ball went out of play, so just a bit unlucky there, but with 2 outs, you'll take him in scoring position.
0-0 pitch. Eddie Saldivar swings and misses on 0-1, and it begs the question right now who the player of the game potentially could be. There's so many deserving names. The one that stands out to me is Dalton Bargo right now, coming up clutch in big spots. Mahoney deals the 0-1. That is lined down into left field and trickles into the left field corner. Mason White will come around to score. Going in, sliding, or rather standing into second. Thought about a slide was Saldivar, and he picks up a double. And it's now 15-8, Hyannis in front.
That's a great swing from Saldivar, and for him, he's found his way on 4 of the 5 times he's come up to the plate, and he has scored 3 times. So you talk about player of the game. I mean,
it's a tough conversation, but here trying to enter the conversation to respond is Dalton Bargo. 0-0 pitch comes to him. He's out in front, swinging and missing, 0-1.
And you look at this lineup for Hyannis. The 4, 5, 6, and 7 hitters all have 2 hits so far today. They are playing very well.
The 0-1 to Dalton Bargo is a number foul on the third base line, 0-2. And for Hyannis, every player has touched first base today. It's a huge day for Hyannis offensively, scoring 15 runs on 12 hits. Hyannis has been able to respond to the potent bats of the Wareham Gatemen, who have 8 runs on 8 hits. The 0-2 to Dalton Bargo. He swings and misses. It's a 16-8 ball game in favor of Hyannis as we go to the bottom of the 8th when we come back. But first, we'll welcome in Josie Broyles.
Thanks, Jake. Big game for the Hawks today. The team hasn't lost to Wareham since they first played them in the beginning of the season. Team won against the Whitecaps the other day, which broke the road game slump, so winning this game is crucial for keeping the streak going. With hitters like Kane Kepley coming off of a huge win with an all-star team and getting the walk that secured the victory for the West, the pressure is on to keep up the good performance. With Wareham standing second in the West with a 20-13-1 record and Hyannis in third with 19-13-1, this game will solidify the Hawks standing as they're just a half game behind Wareham. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Josie Broyles. And when you add on to that, and you look, 57 runs have been scored between Hyannis and Wareham at Spillane Field over 2 3/4 of a game. That is ridiculous offense production by both sides.
Yeah, and you wonder if maybe something about the elevation here off Cape Cod, you know, not on Cape Cod here at Spillane Field. The only team in the Cape Cod League that is not on Cape Cod. Keep a reminder, that means you go over the bridge off of Cape Cod. And Spillane Field, maybe the air just a little bit different here, you know, off of Cape Cod.
Gabe Brown looking to continue his good evening for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, and has some cushion to protect, but it's going to need to work through 2 innings if Hyannis wants to walk out of here picking up 2 points to be in grasp.
And an update, little stat update here. The 4, 5, 6, 7 hitters today for Hyannis, 8 for 15, 12 runs scored, 4 RBIs, and 5 walks. So they have carried the load for Hyannis so far here tonight.
That's Sam White, Jacob Jarrell, and Michael Lippy, 7, 8, and 9 to take on Brown. It's a pitch that misses for a ball, 1-0, and very solid day by all Harbor Hawks in the lineup. It's been a strong day offensively for them. It's a pitch inside, 2-0, and it shows you how 2 off days can somewhat help you. On top of this, Hyannis coming off the All-Star weekend, which wasn't supposed to be an All-Star weekend by any means. They had Chatham yesterday in a game that got postponed. It's a grounder over to White, collects it, and fires with a high throw that has DeTalo off away from first base. Making the run to back it up is Bargo, and to lead things off, it's White getting aboard.
Hey, at least this time Jordan Johnson wasn't standing in the line of fire. That ball just hit off the fence along the along the first base line. And now with Jacob Jarrell up, Hyannis still comfortable with the 7-run lead, but you'd like to just get out of this as smoothly and quickly as possible because Wareham can score in bunches.
Pitch is called for strike right above the knees of Jarrell, who has 2 walks and a hit by pitch. Hasn't had an at-bat today yet. And now Brown shakes off a couple, looks over to White, brings the glove set with the narrow release and kicks home. Pitch that's outside, 1-1.
There's that splitter right there, working really well down the zone. That one just missed, but from our point of view over here at third base, you can see how much late break that splitter has.
1-1. Inside, 2-1. Darkness fully set in here. Lights shining here as it reaches 8:49 Eastern time here in Massachusetts. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Move the count to 2 apiece. For Jarrell, batting .224 on the summer with the Gatemen. 2-2 pitch is a number foul. Jarrell's able to keep his at-bat alive.
It's right on the top of the dugout, right next to me over here. You know, if I climb up this, I think I can get it.
Now the 2-2 is a high fly pop-up deep into the backstop. Dalton Bargo looking on it and lost it and comes off his glove. Thought it wouldn't travel far, but at the last second sent Dalton Bargo in the spin cycle trying to make a grab for it.
Yeah, I honestly think he just didn't see it to start. He was just looking up, trying to find it. It was hit so high above the lights. Eventually it started to come down, and it kind of just sent him in a frenzy.
Now the 2-2 to Jarrell. The pitch upstairs to load the count full. Okay, Brown looks at a couple of calls and agrees on the third. The pitch home is clobbered Deep to center field. Pelk ranges all the way to the wall and will make the grab. A step away from the wall. Retreating back to first is White. It's the first out here in the home half of the 8th on a high fly ball from Jacob Jarrell into the glove of Pelk.
Whether you hit it 100 miles an hour or don't hit it at all, the outstalls still count the same. And it's been loud contact here against Cade Brown, but able to get the job done so far.
Michael Lippy stands in, but before he sees a pitch, Cade Brown will check over on Sam White, who goes in standing safely. As wind starts to pick up here at Spillane Field. The 0-0 pitch is low, 1-0.
I'm so glad you gave me that entryway because I see you have the, you have the collared shirt, you have the quarter zip long sleeve, the hoodie, and the vest on tonight as the temperatures. All Harbor Hawks.
1-0. Misses down low, 2-0.
I mean, it's cold, but, I mean, he's got 4 layers on. Wow.
I wouldn't even say it's cold. High 60s?
Chilly at best.
That's 73, sadly.
Yeah, the Texas man over here is shorts and T-shirt.
2-0 pitch is swung on and missed, 2-1. I don't know what to tell you guys. I run cold. My mom runs cold. That's the gene I got from her. So, and if I have the extra clothing, which I do, I carry a bunch of clothing in my car. So it's ready to go. So why not use it? The 2-1 pitch is another swing and a miss, and Cade Brown's back ahead 2-2.
We know you have it. We know you have it on a hanger.
Yes.
As well. Not a wrinkle.
No.
On the clothes of Jacob Irons.
No. Yeah, you got to stay wrinkle free. Especially, got to wear them on camera. I want to be in wrinkly clothes on camera. As the 2-2 is in the dirt, Dalton Bargo keeps it in front of him to load the count full.
That's what makes him an all-star, Nico.
That's right. That's right.
Yes, that is the lone.
the qualification.
Well, and my help, of course.
Yes, of course. Who do you think I get the hangers from?
Oh, good point.
Payoff pitch to come from Brown as Lippy skies it to the right side of the field. Snow into shallow right field, calling off Kepley for the second out. High fly pop-up. Snow's able to glove for the second out.
Great job from Cade Brown. Comes in with a pretty sizable lead, 7 runs. And for him, if he's going to be able to put up a big 0 here, get the momentum back to the top of the 9th, and then see if he gets the ball to enter the bottom of the 9th.
Brown settles to deal a pitch to Johan Desero. He's called for strike, 0-1. Nico, how are you doing? Are you cold or – because normally this would be your Texas weather that you're tossing on this hoodie.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a little chilly. I would throw on a hoodie, but, I'm actually feeling okay.
Okay.
Not too bad.
0-1 is missed off the plate, 1-1.
Now, I will say the family from Texas is in town, in attendance over here next to me, and they were freezing last night. The temperatures dropped just a little bit, and they were freezing as we were walking around the hotel.
1-1 is in the dirt. Dalton Bargo keeps it in front of him, but Sam White on the wild pitch is able to move over to second. You were able to go home over the Thursday and Friday break. What was the temperature?
Temperatures were not that bad. They were high 80s. High 80s. It wasn't that hot. It was like definitely a cold front for as soon as I get there, it got colder, but they're supposed to get back up to 98, and which is even colder for a midsummer temperature in Texas.
2-1 and swung on and missed. So, are you acclimated back here to the Cape Cod weather?
Oh, for sure. Whenever I go back and it's going to be high 90s, low hundreds, it's tough to breathe whenever I go back in transition.
2-2's in the dirt. Dalton Bargo doing a great job to block it to keep White at bay. It's now a full count to Johan Desero, second baseman, who had a 2-run home run back in the 6th in his last at-bat.
He has been swinging the bat well this game. Showed the opposite field power with that 2-run home run. It was over left field.
Payoff pitch is inside. as Desero earns himself a walk. So he goes to first to bring up Colby Turner. Now Colby Turner, 0 for 3 in his past 3 at-bats. Had a single in the first, but has been struck out the past 3 times he's entered the box and picked up the lumber. It's now what appears to be a pinch hitter in Nate Yearly, the home run contest finalist for the Wareham Gatemen. Now Brown deals the first pitch. That's low, 1-0.
Brown just missing down the zone with that splitter. In these past few times he's thrown it, it's been down the zone, and Wareham Gatemen not extending the zone, not going down to chase it.
Pitches downstairs. 4-ball, 2-0, and Dalton Barr goes out to have a conversation with Cade Brown. Understanding the pop that is in Yearly's bat. And now with Hyannis with a 7-run lead here, you feel comfortable, but you know the Wareham Gatemen are a couple swings away from making it a game, as we've seen twice already tonight. But it's been Hyannis in firm control. It's a swing and a miss there on the pitch after the meeting between Brown and Bargo. Now Brown settles onto the rubber, looks back to second, looks forward. It's a pitch called for strike. The inside part of the lefty, Yearly. Cade Brown 1 strike away from getting out of the danger that lurks behind him. 2-2 pitch. Brown kicks forward, and it's a swing and a miss. Yearly goes down, swinging and missing. Brown's able to collect himself and work out of the danger. It's a 15-8 ball game going to the 9th between Hyannis and Wareham.
Hello there, Cape Cod. We're Bor Heating and Cooling. We've been around for 38 years and counting and have served over 5,300 customers. We specialize in the installation and service of your HVAC systems. Our favorite part of the job is making sure our customer is 100% satisfied.
We've been using Bork Heating and Cooling for over 20 years now. They've installed our furnace, our central air conditioning, and our hot water heater. Their service department is great, and I'd highly recommend this company to anyone.
We hope to hear from you. Give us a call anytime. Go Harbor Hawks!
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference.
Leave your mark.
Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself.
Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
From past Hyannis Harbor Hawk to past Hyannis Harbor Hawk, coming in relief of Matt Maloney is Griffin O'Connor, who last year was brought on for 1 game against the Bourne Braves in the last game of the regular season as an inning eater from Assumption University, the Greyhounds in the NE10. Through that 1 game, pitched 3 1/3 innings, gave up 2 runs, 6 hits, walked 1, didn't strike out anybody. He comes on and is transferring on to Georgetown after graduating from the Worcester College, and now steps on here in the 9th inning to try and close the door and get his team to try and create a 7-run bottom of the 9th.
And a local kid from Dedham, Massachusetts, playing in the Cape League for the 2nd summer, at least the 2nd summer, including that 1 appearance he had, but Excited to see another former friend of the Hawks on the mound.
Really good friends with Johnny Davis. Just graduated from Assumption with him. Both of them playing for the Greyhounds out of the NE10. Johnny Davis was an analytics fellow with the Harbor Hawks this season ago. First pitch from O'Connor into Tate, misses high, 1-0.
This is going to be the 8th arm that the Wareham Gatemen have brought in this ball game.
And we are 2 arms shy of the All-Star game pitchers I saw. Griffin O'Connor deals a pitch that's off the plate. 2-1.
Now, if that sounded like a familiar voice that you heard there in the crowd mic, you might be right. It was former Harbor Hawks broadcaster Michael Kirsting in attendance here.
Pitch inside, 3-1.
Hawks fan through and through. Came back to watch some games and making some noise here.
Josh Tate fouls back a pitch to load it full. 3-2.
Always energetic.
Always.
Kirsting.
Always
Always brings the energy. Love to see it.
BYOE with Michael Kirsting. Payoff pitch is fouled back into the glove of Gerald as Tate goes down swinging for the second time today. Now it brings up Jackson West.
Guys, in case anyone was wondering at home, you know, talked about Chili's. I did figure out how to get that free dessert.
How do you do that?
I worked my magic.
O'Connor deals a pitch inside to Jackson West, 1-0.
So I will be getting a molten lava, whatever it's called, chocolate cake on the house tonight.
The 1-0 is once again inside 2-0 to the Florida State Seminole, who had a single back in the 6th, walked in the 2nd. It's been put away the other 2 times. Another pitch inside, 3-0.
I'm now learning that there's a skillet chocolate chip cookie available, and I will be getting that instead of the cake.
Also free?
Seems like it. No, you can't have any.
The 3-0 pitch is a get me over strike. 3-1. I feel like if you're talking about it on air, at least me and Nico are entitled to a bite. As the 3-1 is lined foul down by the turtle. The right field line, 3-2.
I was kind of shunned when I mentioned bringing it up on air, so.
But you did. So that's even more of a reason why I might be getting a bite of the skillet cookie.
Just one bite.
I can live with that. The payoff pitch from O'Connor. West fouls away. Working together another lengthy at-bat. Had an 8-pitch AB 3 half innings ago. And now, once again, in another battle. Here for the 7th pitch of the AB to come plateward. West is rung up. And it's back-to-back strikeouts for Griffin O'Connor to bring up Michael Italo, the leadoff man for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks.
Griffin O'Connor just kind of walks with some moxie around on the mound. He's got his hat sideways a little bit on his head, a little more to the right, and really pulls that fastball hard and has great overturn.
Italo on the appeal does swing through the check. O'Connor deals. It's another swing and a miss. Pitch low in the zone, and O'Connor is ahead to try and have a 3-strikeout half inning. The 0-2 is outside, 1-2.
Italo, 6 RBIs already today. Only chance at an RBI now would be a home run, but it could happen.
1-2 is upstairs. 2-2. The 2-2 DeTalo flies out to center field. Ranging over to the glove side is Chapman. Coming in to provide backup is Turner, but Chapman makes the grab. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Griffin O'Connor as he comes on in relief of Matt Maloney. We go to the bottom of the ninth. The Wareham Gatemen in need of 7 runs to try and see the 8th. 8 to walk it off when we return here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings, they're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
Your future begins at Dean College.
Make a difference.
Leave your mark.
Break the mold.
Be a leader.
Achieve unimagined heights.
Believe in yourself.
Make lifelong friends.
This is your time.
Your place.
Your home. Your Dean.
It all starts here at Dean College.
Josh Ock comes on to the mound, and it's Ock time to try and close it out.
It's Hawk time here at Spillane Field. Josh Ock coming in once again in the 9th inning. Not a save situation here. Comes in with the 7-run cushion. Fastball, slider, changeup guy, and already has a couple saves for the Harbor Hawks this summer. He looks to close out a big one here in the Western Division.
And it shows you how important this game is for the Hyannis coaching staff for this team. With this win, as they try and hold on to the 7-run lead, would move them into 2nd place in the Western Division. And with that, with still 6 games left to be played, would allow them to host the Wareham Gatemen if the season were to end today in a 2-versus-3 playoff contest at McKeon Park. But for Ock, this will be his 6th appearance, has a 0.00 ERA. Already has 3 saves on the summer through his 6 2/3 innings pitched and has struck out 11. He comes in trying to close the door and shut it down. So the Harbor Hawks are able to walk away with 2nd place.
Was that Texas coming out of you right there? Shut it down.
Shut it down. Jacob Irons coming in and shut it down.
I don't know, guys. It's 9:09 here. Game has gone past the 3-hour mark here on the Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
The Chili's won't stay open forever.
Well, don't worry. As Ock will settle in to Murph Gray. Pitch that misses off the plate. 1-0, and for Ock has come in these high leverage situations and has done the job. 1-0 and a swing and a miss. Pitch. And Ock is able to deliver on the outer part of the plate to Murph Gray, the 3-hole hitter for the Wareham Gatemen, who was an all-star selection who shined at Gunfuller Field on Saturday. The 1-1 is held off. They'll appeal down. Murph Gray did not go around 2-1.
This is his 4th time leading off an inning in this ball game. Every time you look up, it seems to be him who's starting off the half inning.
Just how Hyannis has been able to work the half innings. Murph Gray's out in front and swings through to even the count at 2 apiece. Now Josh Ock looking to pick up the first out here in the bottom of the 9th. Shakes off the first 2 pitches he gets from Dalton Bargo. Agrees on the 3rd Brings back the lead leg. High leg kick, delivers home. High chopper over to Snow at second base, shaded towards the bag, and throws on a low arm throw to DeTalo that is able to pick it just off the left side part of the first base bag.
That's a tough play here at Spillane Field. You get a lot of weird hops here in the infield gravel. Eric Snow able to stay down on it, pick through it, making a tough throw across his body. DeTalo, tough play as well, receiving it over at first base.
Now Reese Chapman stands in. He's 0 for 3 with a walk. Chapman looks at a pitch away from Ock, 1-0. And like we talked about, Cotuit is final, winning 10-5, putting them a game ahead of Hyannis. So the second pitch misses inside now, 2-0 in on Chapman. Hyannis and Cotuit will do battle on Thursday at Lowell Park, rounding out the Battle of Barnstable. Third pitch of the AB is low, grazing the dirt, 3-0.
And every single game is going to get more and more important as you get to that finish line.
The 3-0 is called for strike, 3-1. Ock settles in, brings back the lead leg. High leg kick delivers home. It's a pitch called for strike on the inside part of the zone and finds Black against Reese Chapman to load the count full. Ock deals the payoff pitch. And it's a fastball that gets by Reese Chapman for the second out. Hyannis 1 out away from grabbing second.
Gonna have to get through Antonio Jimenez, who hit a ball that just missed getting out his last time up.
Ock delivers the pitch off the plate to Jimenez, 1-0. Ock settles back onto the rubber to deliver the 1-0. Pitch out once again is outside, 2-0. Another final in the books in the Cape Cod Baseball League. Harwich picking up the win over the Chatham Anglers, 5-2.
Don't let them get hot.
And like we talked about, Harwich now in at the 4th spot in the East Division. The 2-0 misses outside, 3-0. One other game still going on. It's in the bottom of the 8th. It's Falmouth and YD tied at 2, with the Commodores lurking with 2 in scoring position but have 2 outs. 3-0 pitch. Fastball down the heart of the plate. That is swung on by Jimenez. Move the count to 3-1.
And that 3rd and 4th spot over there in the East Division is awfully close between the Brewster Whitecaps, Firebirds, and the Mariners.
Pitch called for strike on the outer part of the plate. Josh Ock, who started off this at-bat behind 3-0, has battled back for 2 strikes. Hyannis 1 strike away from grabbing the 2nd position in the Western Division. 3-2 is a strikeout looking. Hyannis caps off a 15-8 win with a strikeout looking. And Hyannis is able to grab the 2nd spot in the West. And now, as of right now, hold a position to host the Gatemen if the season was to end tonight at McKeon Park in the 2 versus 3 matchup. but it's a big win to kick off their 7 games in 7 days set here to close out the 40-game regular season.
And you hope that the Harbor Hawks can maintain this kind of play style for the rest of the season and into playoffs. A lot of the questions were Harbor Hawks on the road, having no problems there, putting up a bunch of crooked numbers offensively, pitching staff able to get it done. And then it was, okay, will the Harbor Hawks get hot early, score runs early, and the bats go quiet as the game goes along? Both those question marks turn into exclamation points in today's ball game. Harbor Hawks stayed active all night long.
Yeah, it was just a game where Hyannis, the offense was clicking, like you said, Nico, and even more impressive, they gave up runs in bunches, which, of course, you don't like to see, but they were able to settle down after that. They bounced back after giving up a bunch of runs, and at the end of the day, make it a very comfortable victory.
They make it a comfortable victory indeed. It's Hyannis picking up the 15-8 victory here at Spillane Field. For my broadcast partners in Josh Schreiber and Nico Sharp, our fabulous production crew of Chase Avery and Dan Bottolino, our sideline reporters in Matt Coates and Josie Broyles. I'm Jacob Iron saying so long. We'll talk to you tomorrow back at McKeon Park as Hyannis and Falmouth do battle for the final time.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
When you need to be seen for a minor illness or injury, Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is here for you with high-quality, full-service walk-in care. ER expertise meets urgent care convenience at our 6 urgent care centers, which are staffed by board-certified ER providers and located Cape-wide from Falmouth to Orleans. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care is open daily and offers a cost-saving option for everything from sprains to stitches, with timely treatment in under an hour for most patients. View online wait times at capecodhealth.org/urgent care. Cape Cod Healthcare Urgent Care. Minor emergencies, major attention.